Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Northmor High School. A little bit early here for pregame because it is homecoming here at the castle tonight, and we are going to provide you the homecoming pregame festivities right here as they are just about to begin here momentarily.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
And let's take it down to the field for those festivities.
2021 homecoming festivities. Almost a perfect night for football. If I can direct your attention across the other side of the field, I'm going to introduce you to this year's royalty. Coming across first is last year's Queen and King, Olivia Goodson. She attends NC State studying criminal psychology. And last year's King, Preston Harbaugh. He's attending Shawnee State for business, and he's playing baseball. Their helpers tonight, Emma Rashawn. She's 6, currently in kindergarten. Parents are Casey and Megan Rashawn. She loves to play t-ball, riding her bike, and going on four-wheeler rides. And when she grows up, she would like to be a zookeeper. Their other helper is Colton Meadows, age 5, also in kindergarten. Parents are Jacob and Regina Meadows. He likes riding bikes and his go-kart, helping Dad with work, playing with his brothers. When he grows up, he wants to be a worker like his dad. And lastly, we have Abel Meadows, also in kindergarten. Parents Jacob and Regina Meadows. Likes arts and craft projects, baking with Mom, swimming and building snowmen. He wants to be a pet groomer like his mom.
Our fear is gone. Get ready. Freddies. Yay, on.
Coming across now is our freshman attendance. First up is Ella Cresswell, daughter of Andy and Sarah Cresswell. She's involved in cross country, track, night sounds, and the FFA. She enters high school. She's excited to take new opportunities to make friends and better myself and our community. Ladies and gentlemen, Ella Cresswell. Freshman male attendant is Nicholas Armrose, son of Scott and Becky Armrose, being escorted by Mom and Aunt Jessie Remy. His extracurricular activities are football, wrestling, baseball, FFA, and Impact Youth Group. And he hopes to continue his education at a college after high school. Ladies and gentlemen, Nicholas Armrose. Our sophomore attendants, first up is Mia Marshall. She's being escorted by Amy Marshall and Ryan Marshall. Her extracurricular activities include volleyball, powerlifting, and the FFA. After high school, she plans to go to college, study in the agricultural field. Ladies and gentlemen, Mia Marshall. Next we have Grant Bentley, being escorted by Tracy Bentley and Tom Bentley. Extracurricular activities are golf, basketball, and baseball. And after high school, he plans to attend the Ohio State University. Ladies and gentlemen, Grant Bentley. Junior attendants. First, we have Olivia Finfagone, being escorted by Kristen Eichler, mom, Jeremy Eichler, stepdad, and Matt Finfagone, her dad. Extracurricular activities are 4-H, soccer, and the National Honor Society. And one of her favorite quotes is, "Even if people don't remember my face, my talent, or my accomplishments, I wish that they remember the true and genuine kindness that I show others." Ladies and gentlemen, Olivia Finfagone. Next we have Bodie Workman, escorted by Buck and Nikki Workman. Extracurricular activities are football, baseball, and wrestling. And his quote to live by, stats are like bikinis, they show a lot, but not everything. Ladies and gentlemen, Bodie Workman. On to our seniors. Our first queen candidate, Miss Paige Caudill, escorted by Stephen and Jesse Caudill. Her activities are FFA and basketball, and she hopes to someday become a pediatrician. Ladies and gentlemen, Paige Caudill. Our first king candidate, Gavin Whiten, escorted by Chris and Rodney Whiten. Extracurricular activities include football, baseball, and wrestling. After high school, he plans to go to college to get his BSN and to continue his education to receive his CRNA. Ladies and gentlemen, Gavin Whiten. Our next queen candidate is Reagan Swihart, escorted by David and Laura Swihart. Her activities are volleyball, basketball, and National Honor Society. She hopes to someday go to college, play volleyball, and study to become a pediatric physician's assistant. Ladies and gentlemen, Reagan Swihart. Our next king candidate is Andrew Armrose, son of Scott and Rebecca Armrose. She's being escorted by Mom and Aunt Megan. 3 extracurricular activities are football, basketball, and baseball. And his quote to live by is from his dad, and it's, "Can somebody please tell me what's going on?" Ladies and gentlemen, Andrew Armrose. Our next queen candidate is Emma Marshall. Emma's being escorted by Amy and Ryan Marshall. Her activities are basketball, FFA, and student council. And she hopes to someday become an EMT in the medical field. Ladies and gentlemen, Emma Marshall. And our last king candidate, Nico Christo, being escorted by Jamie and Holly Christo and Katrina Christo. Being escorted, or his extracurricular activities are football, wrestling, and fishing. And Nico hopes to go to college to wrestle someday. Ladies and gentlemen, Nico Christo. Before we crown this year's king and queen, let's give everybody one more big round of applause, please. We shall crown the king first. 2021 Northmor Homecoming King, Nico Christo. And our 2021 Queen, Miss Paige Caudill. Congratulations to everyone. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful homecoming tomorrow evening.
So there we have it, the homecoming festivities for Northmor High School. I want to congratulate the king and queen as well, but we're going to take a little break. And in about 10 minutes, we'll be back with our pregame. A little bit earlier than that, probably about 5-10 minutes. We'll be back with pregame of Northmor and Fredericktown as the Golden Knights look to stay undefeated on the season. But for now, we'll see you in a bit. throughout its history, football in North Bloomfield Township has seen its struggles, but in 2017, all that changed with its first playoff appearance for the Northmor Golden Knights. Since then, they are 34-15 and unbeaten in 2021. Can the Golden Knights reach 6-0 for the second time in school history? Fredericktown will have something to say about that. It's the Golden Knights and the Freddies, and it's coming up next.
Along with Ohio Health, is the official sports medicine provider of Northmor High School. Available 24/7 to care for your athlete with same-day appointment options available. We keep your athletes healthy and in the game. Morrow County Hospital and Ohio Health are proud to partner with Northmor High School to provide a healthier community, serving teams, parents, and all of Morrow County.
Lender, craftsman, dog dad. We're more than our job titles, and you're more than an account number. The personal attention we provide comes from a promise to serve you with respect and compassion. By being responsive to your questions and taking time to understand your needs and goals, we give you more than just a place to bank. That's the more you can expect from Park National Bank. Find John or a banker near you at parknationalbank.com. Park National Bank, where you mean more.
A small school in North Bloomfield Township. Despite size, the Golden Knights continue their winning ways, posting back-to-back-to-back playoff appearances. Standing in their way is another challenge, ready to upset them on their home turf. Do the Knights defend the castle, or do the Freddies escape victorious? Here we go.
Welcome inside the walls of the castle on the campus of Northmor High School for some Friday night KMAC action. Hello, everybody. My name is Travis Berardi alongside the great Brian Skoronsky. And Brian, this Golden Knights squad has been so close to an unbeaten season and KMAC title twice in the last 3 seasons, going 9-0 before falling in the rain at unbeaten Highland. And then 2 years ago in 2019 when they started 5-0 before dropping its only regular season game to undefeated East Knox, who, as we know, made it to the state Final Four.
And that's a East Knox team that might be standing in their way again this season. Of course, they got a big one coming up next week. You don't want to look past anybody. And certainly they are not looking beyond Fredericktown, who, by their own right, playing some fantastic football, Travis. But, you know, Northmor getting that home cooking tonight, coming back home. It's homecoming, so the fans are rowdy. The boys are all pumped up, too. I'm thinking that we're going to see a big-time performance from the Knights here at home, but Fredericktown certainly feels like they got the beast to get it done here on the road.
Yeah, Fredericktown and Northmor both 2 of the top 12 rushers, not only in the KMAC, but in the area, in Max Lauer and Tegan Rule.
Both of these teams have great running games, and I like that they each have dual-threat quarterbacks. Really excited to see both Cade Carpenter and Marcus Cortez, what they bring to the table, because neither of them really blow you away in terms of their statistics throwing the ball, but they're so good when they can extend the play, get outside of the pocket, and certainly when they can break free, get out to the perimeter, and take off and run. I think that's going to be a big key to victory, certainly here tonight. And
those 3 keys, turnovers. Northmor their defense has created 16 turnovers. They can win the turnover battle. They're going to have a good chance of winning, especially the run game. Whichever, Lauer, Rule, Cortez, Carpenter, whoever has a good running game, I believe, once again, they're going to have the best chance. And then focus. It's homecoming. You got a lot of outside noise, especially for the Golden Knights. Your girlfriend bugging you? What are you going to wear? What flowers are you going to have? Things like that. So if you stay focused, get the job done, and then afterwards, you get focused on that dance. But just like that, we are underway from the castle. Ramos got the return across the 20, 25, has a bit of an opening, 35, still cuts at 40. He has open space, 35, 30, 25, 10, 5. Nobody catches him, and just like that, the Golden Knights with a big strike touchdown.
The senior setting off some fireworks on the opening play of the contest. They have been living on the road, has Northmor. 4 of their first 5 games have been away from the castle, so they got it going on here tonight. Huge return to take over 6-0, less than 20 seconds into the game. That's how you start off homecoming night at home, buddy.
Wow, what a run back by him. I mean, I guess he tuned out that noise immediately, focused on it, got great blocking, and they're up 6-0, 13 seconds in. Unbelievable.
Yeah, Trenton Ramos wasn't worried about the color of the corsage that he's going to be picking up tomorrow morning. He was 100% focused on returning that kick, and that's exactly what it did. Back to the house, 7-0 Golden Knights off of the huge, huge play.
So just like that, quick strike. No need for the running backs to get out there already. Ramos to the house. 7-0 Northmor. Now we'll have a chance to see this Fredericktown offense. Tegan Rule, 606 yards rushing. Cade Carpenter, 327 yards rushing. And he adds 415 yards passing. We were saying that dual threat quarterback, little RPO action for the Fredericktown Freddies.
They have 2 of the top rushers in the conference with those 2 gentlemen that you just mentioned. Over 600 yards for Tegan Rule coming into tonight, and he finds the end zone a lot. He's second in the league in finding paydirt. 8 touchdowns for him on the ground so far this season. So it's a great 1-2 punch. As mentioned, both of these teams really do have dynamic quarterbacks and run games with multiple different weapons in the backfield. So it's going to be up to the big boys in the trenches, I think, who opens up the most holes and allows their running back and quarterback to get out in space may determine who's a victor tonight. But special teams, that third element right now, reigning supreme, 13 seconds into the game, we already got 7 points.
We barely were able to get things set up before that happened. It looked like he was going to get tackled. He was boxed in for a minute on that right sideline, but he was able to break a tackle and take it to the house. Now we'll see if Fredericktown can answer. Caleb Chenier ready to kick it away, and he does. It's a deep one, and that's going to be taken by Connor Manley. Or that's Trevor Jobs gets it, and he is going to be taken down at the 23, and that is where the Freddies will start, 1st and 10. So we pull up the Fredericktown offensive starters, led by Cade Carpenter.
And I think, like I said, there's going to be a lot resting on the shoulders of the big boys up front. Certainly look for Sapp, McFerrin. I love that left side of this offensive line. Warber and Hurst on the opposite side. And then Coble at center. We'll see how well they can communicate against a really good Northmor front.
Starters brought to you by Morrow County Hospital. That's going to be a fake. Carpenter going to be taken down in the backfield. Nice play by the Golden Knights there to really stop it. Looked like kind of a broken play as well, Brian.
It was definitely a broken play, no question about that. Looked like Carpenter turned to the wrong side or the running back went the wrong way, so he slung down in the backfield. 3-yard loss to open things up.
That'll bring up 2nd down and 13. Snap back, looking to throw. Tipped, but it's caught. Still on his feet. That's Tegan Rule coming out of the backfield, and he's going to get close to a 1st down yardage. It's actually going to bring up 3rd down and 2, so a gain of 11 on the tip pass.
Tegan Rule, one of those triple threats, man. He can come out of the backfield and do that too. He is the leader in just about every statistical category for this offense. Big play right there. They got behind the sticks a little bit. Now it makes this 3rd and manageable. The playbook becomes a lot bigger. You can go to many different looks here.
So 3rd down and short. It's going to be a handoff to Rule. And it looks like he has just enough. Needed 3, got 4. And it's a 1st down for the Freddies.
Nice 4-yard pickup here for Fredericktown, getting in behind those big bodies, and that's what that nice 2nd down pass completion off the tip. Sometimes it's just better. You know, fortune favors the bold, and sometimes when you get lucky like that, things can start flowing in your direction in terms of momentum. Big play right there for Fredericktown, coming out gunning here on 1st down.
Carpenter, another completed pass, gets taken down. That's Jobs with the catch. He's going to get 9 out of that, and Fredericktown starting to get into a rhythm, Brian.
2 completions now for Cade Carpenter. And these simple throws, I think they're really smart to do early in the game. Get some confidence in your quarterback. So far, 2 for 2 for Carpenter.
That'll be 2nd down and 1 now. Handoff. And Rule, once again, gets a 4-yard chunk out of that, and it's going to be another 1st down for Fredericktown. So those big chunk plays on 1st down allow Rule to just do his thing, get 4 yards at a time, and another 1st down.
The early downs are so important when you're a quarterback, just not wanting to get behind the sticks. That way it creates a little bit of mystery in the defense's mind of are they going to run or throw on 2nd and 3rd down here. Design quarterback run, just you see the front of Northmor, real physical, able to get to him this time, minimal gain.
Yeah, this defense from Northmor caused 4 fumble recoveries here in the first 5 games. They had one big one last week in the 4th quarter against Danville with a 7-point victory. So we'll see if they can get a turnover or 2 here as we go on. Carpenter out of the backfield. Caught once again by Jobs, and he's going to get 5 yards. It's going to bring up 3rd down and about 5 for the Freddies. Inside Northmor territory now.
2 catches now for Jobs, making it 3rd and manageable, and now breaking into Knights territory. This could be where you're looking at maybe a 3rd and 4th down. If you run it here and don't get it, that you would go for it on 4th down.
3rd and 5. Carpenter back to pass, looking right. Throws it, and it is in and out of the hands of the receiver, Van Houten. And now Fredericktown, they have a choice they got to make here. At the 47-yard line, 46-yard line, looks like they're going to punt. So Northmor, bend but not break. Looks like they'll get the ball back.
Big stop here for the Knights. Fredericktown was starting to get it moving a little bit, and that's why I thought maybe in that situation, play it a little bit safer. You've been moving the ball, at least getting 4 yards per clip. I thought that they probably would there on that 3rd down and then go for it if it was a 4th and manageable situation. Instead, they got the punt unit on, but from this part of the field, Trav, you know, don't roll out some type of a fake.
Billy Woodring gets it away. Ramos lets it bounce. It actually takes a Northmor bounce, and it will be downed at the 17-yard line. So the Golden Knights, now we will see that Golden Knight offense despite them being on the board after the touchdown run, and we'll take a look at the offensive starters. Starters brought to you by Morrow County Hospital, part of the Ohio Health Network. Cortez, quarterback, Maxton Lauer, Andrew Armrost there. Armrost, the big tight end. He'll block, and also he'll come up with a big catch when he gets out into space.
And speaking of big, how about the left tackle, Dustin Sanders, over 300 pounds. I believe he's listed at 6'8". So they like running to that left side, and rightfully so.
Cortez,
big body.
He's going to look to pass, rolling left. He's going to hold on to it. Cuts back, breaks a tackle. He's still up across the 20. Finally taken down by the pads, so really nothing doing there. Kept it, and on a hot shot secret replay, you see he gets maybe 4 yards out of it, so something out of nothing.
That's the ability that Cortez can bring to the table. Again, not a great pocket passer, but when he escapes, he can get out in space. He's one of those zigzag type of runners where he'll allow his blocks to shape up big play capabilities every time.
Handoff Lauer up the middle. Gets met at the 25, pushes himself ahead to the 27. So give him about 2 yards on that, and it'll bring up 3rd down and 5 for the Knights. Lauer just outside the top 10 in area rushing. Coming in tonight with 534 yards. I talked to Coach Armrose. He said he'd get more yardage, but he wanted to spread the love and give some of his other running backs some yardage as well, which I like because it does give Max a little bit of a break, especially once you get later into the season. The wear and tear isn't as much.
Yeah, Max a big, powerful back who's going to get it again here left side, and you see he likes to lower that shoulder and punish defenders when they come up and try to make a tackle. And that's going to bring up 4th down, Travis. He's going to be just a little bit short.
Yeah, J.J. Grinnell meets him just about a half yard away, and I think the referees maybe going to measure here, and they will. So he got at least 4.5. We'll see if he got the full 5 here with the measurement.
Lauer's showcased some big playability too throughout the season. You mentioned that he's just outside of the top 10 in the area, over 500 yards for him. He averages 170 yards per contest, gets into the end zone a lot, tops in the KMAC in terms of rushing TDs with 9 so far on the season, but certainly he can pick up those short yardage situations like you see right here going left side, lowers the shoulder, and it's at least going to make it real close.
So they didn't get it, and it's looking like they're going to go to punt. Gavin Miller coming out here. He is their punter. So we'll see. Maybe they get a fake here, maybe not, but I like this choice to punt by Coach because, well, nope, I'm wrong. They're going to go for it. And now Fredericktown had their guys out there like they were going to receive it, but forced to take a timeout.
Yeah, kind of a heady play that time by the Northmor coaching staff to come out with a Wildcat package there. You've seen that they had Christo and Lauer, the 2 backs, set up in the backfield.
I had a chance to talk to Northmor head coach Scott Armrose earlier this week about tonight's game and what it has to offer. So here is Coach Armrose.
Defense has been huge, especially with the offense, not really firing on all cylinders yet. So, Coach Morgan does a great job with our defensive plan, and Coach Laird's got our defensive line coached up. So, we've done a really good job of pressuring up front and putting quarterbacks under pressure and doing a good job in the secondary, getting to spots and forcing turnovers that way.
And then on the we'll have more with him later on here in the game, but 4th down, Northmor going for it. Handoff Lauer, and he got it easily, still up to the 40-yard line. Give him 12 yards on the carry, and the Golden Knights, Coach Armrose, rolling the dice there.
And I like it. I like the strategy here, Travis. You're playing at home. You've got some momentum. And, again, you got that huge left tackle that you can run behind. Nobody on Fredericktown's front line can go one-on-one with the gentleman playing left tackle here. So you get a couple of backs, fill in the hole. Lauer in behind. Works out.
And they're in that power formation. 2 running backs behind. Cortez under center. This time it's going to be Christo. Christo across the 45. Get him to the 47, and Homecoming King gets 7 yards on his first carry.
Yeah, congratulations to Nico for being chosen as the Homecoming King, as you saw in our pregame festivities. And, they do it right out here, man. I liked what they had going on here for the Homecoming events. And good crowd out here tonight, Travis. This is my first time coming out to the Castle. I like that they got the fans in the back of the end zone, too. Good time all the way around.
And a beautiful night for football all the way around here in north central Ohio. 66 degrees right now. Handoff Lauer, right side, spin move, still up across the 45, 40.
Wow.
He's dragging a man down to the 30-yard line. 23 yards on the carry, and Max Lauer really showing off here in the first quarter, Brian.
He did a lot of nice things on this run right here. First of all, look as he gets in behind the pulling guard, spins his way out of one tackle. We got him down for about, 3-4 broken tackles on that play. He's got some speed, he's got some agility, and you know that he's got the determination to get through those arm tackles.
Cortez out the pass, throws left, complete the Griffin Workman, down the sideline, taken out at the 15-yard line. Give him 16 yards, but there is a flag on the play. Back to where holding usually is, so we'll see what that is about. But going back to Lauer for a second, I mean, he's only a junior. He'll be back for next year, but even looking at him freshman year and sophomore year, he was just running people over. And just as he gets older, he's just going to get even better. He's been working out. He's been in the weight room over the summer. Great baseball player. He's starting to really develop as a basketball player. One of those multi-sport athletes as well, which I love.
I think that helps a lot. Like on that last run that we just saw, some of them spin moves you probably learn out on the court when you're trying to go down the lane for a pretty layup or something. So Lauer, just one of those versatile kids with a lot of different assets, and here he is again utilizing them. Big hole to the right side.
And you'll see this a lot tonight. Running behind Sanders and Whited, when you have a 300-pound and a 250-pound right side, you saw him. He slowed up a little bit. He let those linemen get out in front, and then he took off, it's really smart as a running back. Instead of just taking off, trying to do it yourself, you let your linemen get in front of you, and you let them lead you. 10-yard gain for him. It's 2nd and 5 after that penalty. Going deep. Got a man open. Touchdown, Trenton Ramos.
Sick catch right there, too. He was running out of real estate, and he had the awareness, the presence to reach out, make a heck of a snag. He didn't alligator arm it, brought it in, got 2 feet in even. That would have been good in the NFL. Sick catch right here. Might be a top play nominee, and not a bad throw either by the quarterback.
Yeah, we think Cortez is the running quarterback, but he threw a dime to Ramos, and now Ramos, kick return touchdown, receiving touchdown. It's 13-0 Golden Knights here with 4:15 left. Kick down, and it is off the upright, no good. So with 4:15 remaining, 13-0 as we take a look one more time on the Hot Shot Secret replay. The 27-yard touchdown hookup, and you couldn't have thrown a better ball, Marcus Cortez. Ramos with that speed just outrunning the corner for the score. But coming back to what you were saying about the crowd, this is a beautiful night for football. It's 66 degrees. It's not humid at all. Low wind, homecoming atmosphere, and this KMAC showdown. So you have two teams where they're lined up all the way around. You have the Northmor student section down on one end. You had one end's the Fredericktown student section. The other end's the Northmor student section.
Yeah, you might have noticed that the end zone where they just scored the touchdown. Well, actually, both of them, that the student section wasn't very happy about it. That's because that's the kids coming on the road trying to do their own thing in the back of that end zone out there. And so far, all they're seeing is a whole lot of Golden Knights getting into the zone. Just one guy in particular, though, Mr. Ramos. Big night so far.
And this coming after a Fredericktown, a big comeback victory over Mount Gilead. They're 3-2, so they're not a team to slouch on. They lost their opening game to a good Clear Fork squad out of the MOAC. Won their last 2 and then dropped a 7-point decision to Danville. A Danville team that only lost to 7 by Northmor. So we were thinking with the 2 running attacks, it should be a good one. And Jobs has an opening. Can he take it back? One man to beat. Can he get by Chenier? He does. 30, 20, and Chenier gets him at the last second. Caleb Chenier did not quit, but Jobs has Fredericktown set up in good position, Brian.
Fantastic return there. You got to give love to the kicker. Check this out. He breaks through, and that's all it takes sometimes is you make that first move, and then you hit it, turn on the jets. But how about the kicker with the speed? Never gave up, and then just lays out there. Oh, man, grabbed him by the heel. We thought that it was going to be a one-score game. Fredericktown still set up in great position, though, but wow, what an effort by the kicker to make that tackle.
Caleb Chenier for the brand, able to bring him down at the last second. If he would have waited one more step, I think it would have been gone. Nonetheless, Carpenter rolling right. He's going to hold on to it. Gets across the 10. Gets hit and down towards the 5, but we do have a flag on the play. We'll see what that is. But that's ahead of the line to gain, and it's going to be a hold against Fredericktown. Now, that was about 5 yards down the line, so it won't be your typical 1st and 20. It might be about a 1st and 14, 15.
And sometimes those are the ones that hurt the worst when you've already got beyond the line of scrimmage and then you're out there dancing around. You know, it's just kind of icing on the cake how far you're going to go, and one of your downfield blockers comes up with the hold. So at least like you said, it doesn't totally negate the run because it's not going to be a 1st and 20 type of situation, but it's looking like it's going to be a 1st and 13 here from the 22. So they do backpedal a bit instead of being set up 1st and goal from about the 6.
So 1st down and 13. So that play happened 7 yards downfield to hold. So -3 loss right there. Carpenter, he's going to keep it on the fake. Has an opening across the 15, and he's going to be taken down at the 13. 8-yard gain there. It's going to bring up 2nd and short. We want to welcome everybody in watching on Facebook and YouTube live and free. Let us know where you're watching from. I have some shout-outs already. Aaron Cole, go Freddies. Chad Richards, way to go Northmor. Angel Price, go Knights. Chad again, way to go Knights. And Ramos really showing out here. If you had him in your fantasy team, you're really happy right now. And then Angie Evans, let's go Knights. So continue to get those shout-outs in. We'll read them to you live right here on the broadcast. Carpenter looking, still. He gets hit and goes out of bounds. Smart play by him not to really force that.
It looked like initially he had some options downfield, but then once he broke the pocket, great covers by Northmor and that vaunted secondary doing a great job of just making things challenging for the quarterback right there. Just nothing available. There's a great look at the home section here at Northmor. Packed out tonight, standing room only.
3rd and 5. Carpenter gets hit in the backfield. And who else? Max Lauer laying the boom. And it's going to bring up 4th down as we take a look at the replay. Brought to you by Hot Shot Secret. Carpenter, it looked like he had a hole, but watch Lauer blow up the block. Wow. And make the tackle.
Special players make electric plays. You saw right there Max Lauer having a breakout type of junior season on both sides of the football. He gets a lot of the love and the accolades for what he's been doing as a running back, but give a lot of love to number 6 for his defensive end role too. He is just a beast to deal with. 6'2", about 215 pounds, and a lot of that just raw muscle, my friend.
Coming into this game, 22 tackles, all solo, 4 sacks, 3 tackle for loss. Make that 4 tackles for loss now, and it's 4th down and 7. And we are going to have a flag on the play. I believe that's going to be a delay of game unless they got the timeout beforehand. We'll see.
Yeah, I think they're going to grant him the timeout. So it's going to keep it at 4th down and 7. And a huge play here for Fredericktown. Of course, you got to match some offense here in this opening quarter because Northmor, how the offense looked on that first drive, pretty spectacular. Getting the score there in the second. And here are the playoff ratings for Division 6, Region 23.
And the top 10 at least, because 16 gets in, but we want to show you the teams that are in for possibly a home game.
Knights, of course, yeah, at number 4 right now. And if they get a win here tonight, could go a long way to vaulting them up into the top 3, perhaps, Travis. But actually, they kind of changed their mind there. I think. Oh, no, they threw a flag on them.
They did give them the flag for the penalty, so it's going to bring up 4th and 12 now. Carpenter fakes the handoff, rolling right, still looking, throws it to the end zone, over the head, incomplete. Northmor will take over.
Cade Carpenter has missed each of his last 3 throws, though. Hold the phone, people. Looks like there might be a flag down on the field. There is here on the near sideline at the 16.
Ineligible man downfield against Fredericktown. Penalty declined as you take a look at that replay one more time. Golden Knights, bend but not break.
Great coverage downfield as you saw that they were trying to get a quick hitter, I do believe, to the running back. Just wasn't there. Knights picked him up. Big play right there to get the defense off the field and get your offense back out there.
So 1:44 left here in the opening quarter. Golden Knights taking over 1st and 10 deep in their own territory at their 21, but they did stop Fredericktown, who was driving, but just, that big play by Lauer really shut things down. Speaking of Lauer, he's going to take the handoff, trip up, and we'll see if he even gets back to the line of scrimmage. He is going to get maybe 2 yards out of that, so a 2-yard gain for Lauer.
Already up over 50 on the night, Travis. That gives him 6 carries for 51 yards. So Max Lauer off to a monstrous start here. Trying to impress the ladies on homecoming night, man. I get it.
You should have seen Lauer before the game going through their walkthrough. He had one of those straw hats on. He kind of looks styling even with the walkthrough. I liked the style that he has. But Max, really good kid. Talked to him in the offseason. And he gets a handoff in a hole. 35, 40, 45, 50. One man to beat. Stiff arms him, still up. He's still on his feet. Spins and finally taken out of bounds. 3 times I thought he was going to get taken down there, Brian, and he just kept going.
The engine that just kept on roaring, number 6. Check this out one more time, folks. How about the speed, the agility, the vision, the cutback lane? And when he takes off into the open field, he was just lining it up, just waiting for Logan Small to come after him, and he had a stiff arm for him, picked up some extra yardage on the play. I got him for 68 on that carry.
I think Max wants to be in the top 10 in rushing in the area. Hand out to Cristo. Cristo down to about the 15-yard line. We'll see where they mark him down. Got him at the 16, gain of 4 with 40 seconds left here in the quarter, so they'll have to run at least one more play before the end of that first period. But going back to our keys, Brian, 2 of them right now. Northmor really taking care of it. The run game and tuning out the noise. That homecoming noise, they've done it really well so far. Scoring 13 points as we're going to get a Northmor timeout here with 18 seconds left. I want to go back to the playoff ratings real quick, Brian, because at number 11 is Fredericktown.
Yeah, just on the outside of looking to get a home game. So for them, this is huge. If they can come on the road and they can knock off an undefeated team, that's a lot of playoff points that are going to start coming their way, and they probably will vault into that top 8 and be looking to be on the fringe of getting a home game for round 1.
Yeah, Kip Columbus at 4.211. Fredericktown there 4.05. Now Northmor just behind West Jefferson. West Jefferson at 788, Northmor at 783, so a victory tonight. A lot of points their way as well. Could vault them up. And also Afrocentric, they have a bye this week. So you never know. Northmor could vault maybe even up to the number 2 spot. Depends on what Fort Fry does in their game against Trimble. Northmor looking really good through 5 weeks, at least trying to lock up a home playoff game, maybe 2. 18 seconds left. 2nd and 6 from the Fredericktown 16. Cortez, 2 wide right, 1 wide to the left. Lauer, sidecar right. And he's going to block. It's going to be a keeper. Across the 15 to 10. The 5 into the end zone. Touchdown, Golden Knights.
16-yard burst into the zone, and I loved that he was patient here. He allowed the blocks to develop and just found his way into the end zone. The home fans loving life here at the Castle. Check this out. That's just great blocking downfield. Excellent vision, too. Found a crease. Marcus Cortez in behind Ramos, who's been the shining star so far this first quarter.
Yeah, he does it all. He's like Boobie Miles. Can he pass too? We'll see. Snap down, kick is up, and this time it is true. And with 16 seconds left here in the first quarter, Northmor out to a 20-0 lead.
Impressive stuff, man, what we're seeing right here from this quarterback. And that's what a good running game will do for you. It'll open things up. And you just saw the vision that he possessed there to be able to get out in space behind some of his wide receivers. Nice blocking on the perimeter for Northmor. And that's an underrated value of this team that they have. These wide receivers can really block, man. You know, when you got this many guys in the running game that have been as successful as we've seen for Northmor so far this season. 1, 2, 3, 4 guys up over 100 yards. Cortez over 300 yards on the season. Lauer now well over 600 yards for the campaign. And then other guys like Corwin and Christo been able to be some contributors in the run game. So a lot of weapons here for Northmor, man. I'm pretty impressed what I've seen so far through one quarter, and how could you not be?
Trying to take care of business. Jobs across the 30 has another opening, 45. Oh, that might be a horse collar penalty, and there is the flag taken down at about the 40. So after the 15-yard penalty, Fredericktown going to start here with 8 seconds left in the quarter in Northmore's side of the field.
Freddies need to get some points, and they need to start getting them in a hurry. So every offensive possession so valuable now for this Freddies team on the road here. You don't want to just get your doors blown off early where you got to go to the passing game. This is a team that really likes to get in behind their big offensive line and run the football. A team that's got well over 1,200 yards rushing on the year. So they need this good field position right now, Trav, to help maintain the fact that they want to be able to run the football to set up the pass. You don't want to try to get into an aerial attack shootout if you can, if you're Fredericktown.
Too wide to the left. Rule to the left of Carpenter, and he takes the handoff and gets down to the 40, so give him 4 yards on the carry, and that will do it for the first quarter. So after one quarter here from the Castle, the Golden Knights out to a big 20-0 lead. We're going to take a break. You're watching high school football live and free on the OH Report.
Morrow County Hospital, along with Ohio Health, is the official sports medicine provider of Northmor High School. Available 24/7 to care for your athlete with same-day appointment options available. We keep your athletes healthy and in the game. Morrow County Hospital and Ohio Health are proud to partner with Northmor High School to provide a healthier community, serving teams, parents, and all of Morrow County.
Lender, craftsman, dog dad. We're more than our job titles, and you're more than an account number. The personal attention we provide comes from a promise to serve you with respect and compassion. By being responsive to your questions and taking time to understand your needs and goals, we give you more than just a place to bank. That's the more you can expect from Park National Bank. Find John or a banker near you at parknationalbank.com. Park National Bank, where you mean more.
Back here at the Castle. Carpenter, 8-yard gain on their first play. Gives them a first down at the Northmor 32. Brian Skoronsky here alongside myself, Travis Berardi from the Castle. Homecoming here in Northmor. Got a flag on the play out back here after who else but Max Lauer breaking through and making the tackle on the keeper. We'll see what the flag is, and it's going to be holding against Fredericktown, so that's going to back them up 10 yards. And that's tough, Brian, because you get the penalty to get you in the Northmor territory. You get a couple positive plays, and now you're backed up 1st and 20.
Yeah, Lucas Herbs basically just tackled the defender that was in front of him to open up space for Carpenter, who they're going to need, man. They're going to need Carpenter to start playing big if they want a chance to come back down 3 scores here. Plenty of time, of course, just kicking off the second quarter. But the penalties, you don't want to get in too many 1st and 21 situations.
Carpenter back to pass. He's looking left, throws it. That's going to be complete. Brady Van Houten with the reception. Looks like he's going to get 5 out of that. Van Houten coming in, only 2 catches for 43 yards. He's already had 2 catches tonight, so he's equaled his first half total on the season.
Third completion for Carpenter on the evening.
They actually gave him 6 on the play, so it's 2nd and 14 now from the Golden Knights 36. And you got to think this is a drive that they need to score on after coming close the last time. Carpenter looking, gets hit by Lowry at the last second. It's up in the air. It's picked off. Marcus Cortez, the ball was pinballing around up there in the air with 5 Northmor Golden Knights on them. And they come down with the pick as we take a look at the replay.
Yeah, I think the pinball reference was kind of perfect. Look, cling, 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 bonus points, and then Cortez grabs it, able to pull it in. Huge play there for this Knights defense that has been so good at creating takeaways, and you see why right there. Big play.
The 13th interception by the Golden Knights in their 6th game. That's crazy. That shows you how good this team is, and these cornerbacks and safeties allow those linebackers to give the pressure up front because you can trust those corners. You can trust those safeties to really get the job done and shut down the wide receiver attack. Lauer on the handoff there.
First time they've been able to slow him down here tonight. 120 yards already for Max on just 8 carries, Trav. And pretty much every time he's been touching it, he's been getting some positive yardage until that time right there. Freddy's defense ready for him. Stack him up basically at the line of scrimmage, minimal gain.
2 wide to the right, 1 to the left for Cortez. He's going to throw, rolling to his right, looking. Does get a man, and who else? Trenton Ramos on the cross pattern. Give him about, we'll say 6 yards out of that, maybe 5. It'll be 6 yards out of it, make up a third and a 4.
Marcus Cortez, 2 for 2 through the air so far. And as long as he can do just enough, be a high-efficiency thrower, it creates so many problems for the defense. He's at about 60% completion on the year. That's right where they need him to be. And if he can even bump that up a little bit more, it just aids the running game, makes the offense click even that much better.
And we're going to have a penalty here, but you're exactly correct, Brian. He does just enough passing to where they have to not just key on that rushing attack. Golden Knights going to be backed up 5 yards on that, though. That hurts. They go from 3rd and 4 now to 3rd and 9, backed up to their own 20-yard line. So do you hand it off? Do you get a chance with Max Lauer, who's shown he can give you the big play on the ground, or another one of those fakes, maybe try and get an arm roast out in this space and get that 9 yards?
I think you probably just trust your senior quarterback. I'd put him in a situation where he's out on the edge and he has one of those RPO experiences where he can tuck it and run just about as well as anybody else on the team here. So I put him in a position where he's got the option.
3rd and 9. Here we go. And they're going to give it to Lauer. Across the 20, 25. He's still up, gets close to the 30. Does he have the first down?
I mean, that's
yes,
the
he
line
does.
to gain, and he got there, man.
So they do entrust Max Lauer to do it, and he gets 9 when they needed 9. First down, Northmor. That has to hurt for Fredericktown.
That's got to eat at your ego, especially if you're those linebackers, man, that Northmor just decided, hey, we can just run the football. We're going to punish you, and we can pick up 10 yards if we need to in a pinch.
And they went the opposite side as Sanders and Whited as well. So they kind of threw them off with the change of pace, and it works. 1st and 10 from the 30 now, coming up on 9:30 left in the half. Another handoff to Lauer. Gets a couple big blocks, trips up for a second. He runs a man over. He's still up.
Maxton Lauer is out here punishing kids on homecoming night. Give him 16 more on that carry.
Take a look at the hot shot secret replay. Gets a couple good peel-out blocks, trips, somehow stays up, runs over 2 guys, and then carries 3 more with him, another 6 yards. He is playing like a man amongst boys right now out there.
No question about it. Even lost his lid there, so he's got to check out for a play. So if you're Fredericktown, obviously that's music to your ears, and they bring the blitz here.
And Cortez is still going to get positive yards out of it.
Just about a yard on the gain.
They're going to give him 2. So with Lauer out, you still get a positive play out of that on the keeper, and it's going to bring up 2nd and 8 from the Northmor 47-yard line.
Lauer catching his breath over on the sideline right now.
This is where that 4-headed Northmor attack comes into play. They have multiple runners on the squad that can do the job. We'll see if they give it to a Corwin or a Cortez or a Cristo. And they're going to give it to Cristo, left side, pushing away. Give him another 2 yards, so it's going to bring up 3rd down and 6.
3rd carry for Nico so far tonight. 13 yards for him, and that's all you need is just to be able to have a couple of other versatile backs that you can give the ball to that can get some positive yardage. You don't always have to rely on your big gun here if you're Northmor, like Maxton Lauer, who, again, still over on the sideline.
3rd and 6. Cristo, quick strike over to Ramos across the 50, 45, and he's going to have a first down. Then he's going to get taken down by the caller. Good enough for a first down. Give him 10 yards. And the Golden Knights get enough. As you take a look at the replay, just a little quick throw off to the right and let Ramos run and do the rest. Max Lauer back in. It's the Golden Knights awaiting the play from head coach Scott Armrose. 1st and 10 from the Fredericktown 41. Handoff Lauer, left side, gets through the original hole, carries a couple more guys across, and he's going to get about 7 yards on the carry, bring up 2nd and short once again.
And after that nice rest, Max comes out doing what he's been doing all night tonight, just running hard, physical, in between the tackles, but showing that burst too.
So the 7-yard gain brings up 2nd and 3 now from the 34. 2 wide to the left, 1 to the right. Lauer sidecar right. Cortez this time is going to pass. Looking left, going across the middle as a man open, but just behind Trenton Ramos. He had a couple steps on them, but just a little bit underthrown, as you see on the replay here, Ski.
This excellent defense here by Carpenter, just getting that paw out there because that's not that bad of a throw.
You know what? You're right. I didn't see it originally, but Carpenter, really good job just getting the hand on it last second to throw them off.
First incompletion so far for Cortez, and he has targeted Ramos every single pass play so far.
I mean, after that dime you throw for a touchdown, you feel like you can do it every time. 3rd down and 3. Same formation for the Golden Knights. This time, Cortez is going to keep it, and he's going to get the first down and more across the 25 down to the 23. Give him 9, and another Golden Knight first down, Brian. They're just moving the sticks at bay.
That's what you like to see when multiple people are getting involved, and the quarterback especially. If he can get it done in the running game, it's going to open up things for Lauer, in particular when they run some of that RPO stuff.
Speaking of running, they're running a lot of time off the clock as well. Under 7 minutes to go in the half. Pressure on Cortez, and he's going to get taken down in the backfield. Adam McFerrin there with the takedown. As you take a look at the replay, really swarmed on that one. They brought the blitz, and they were able to get a negative yardage play, which they really needed against the Golden Knight offense.
Sometimes you just guess right as a defensive coordinator. That right there, good play call. Cortez running right into the teeth of the buzzsaw and just nowhere to go. So the Freddies got him behind the sticks here now with a 2nd and 14.
Ball on the Fredericktown 25 as we approach 6 minutes left in the half. On the Morrow County Hospital scoreboard. And Lauer. I mean, are you not entertained?
This boy obviously had a big steak for dinner. He had his Wheaties for breakfast. He is just pulling dudes on his back right now. Incredible stuff here by Max Lauer. And I just love the vision that he is showing so far tonight, showcasing the full package on display here. The only thing he hasn't done is get into the end zone so far, even though he's got about 170 yards.
Yeah, Max Lauer really showing out for us tonight. He was just waiting for the OH report to get here to really, show the area why he's the 12th best runner. I have a feeling he's going to move up after tonight, just the way he's been running. And we're going to have a referee's timeout. And they're going to call encroachment on the offense. That's a new one for me this year. Nonetheless, while we have a minute, tonight's high school football broadcast is brought to you live and free on the OH Report thanks to our generous sponsors. Morrow County Hospital. Don't wait to get sick. Put your health first. Visit morrowcountyhospital.com for your online appointment. Hot Shot Secret. Protective fuel and oil additives for your diesel experts. Get 10% off your first order at hotshotsecret.com. JNF Construction, building your future today. Design yours at jfconstruction.com. And Park National Bank, whether you need a banker or prefer to do it yourself, Park has an app for you.
Just
Hand
straight
off
wild
Lauer.
clap. Get into the hands of Lauer just right away, man. Just not even disguising it, just letting them know, hey, number 6 is coming. Be ready. And it just didn't matter right there. Another 10-yard clip.
8 yards, and this is something that they will do with Lauer, especially inside the 20, Brian. I know you haven't seen much of the Golden Knights in person, but they will run this Wildcat, especially inside the 20-yard line, and more likely than not, it works. They'll do this as well for two-point conversions whenever they decide to go to it. Another handoff, Lauer, and he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Golden Knights. Max Lauer, I believe, untouched as he goes right into the Golden Knight student section. 26-0 Golden Knights. We take a look at the Hot Shot Secret replay.
Here it is again, just a direct snap to Lauer. He gets to the outside. Beautiful blocking form. Nobody is going to touch him, and he's able to get it down to the student section. Hand out a couple of high fives. Great start tonight for these Knights.
And you got to give it to that line, and Nico Cristo, who is next to him as the kick is up, and it is good. The line did their job. You take a look at the replay one more time, but watch Cristo out of the backfield go through that hole first and get a big block on the linebacker right there. Bam, easy touchdown.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. He sets it up just by sealing off J.J. Grinnell, who was the guy that they were expecting to be able to come through, fill the gap, but not a chance that time. And the student section here for Northmor having a lot to cheer about here early in this contest. 4 touchdowns in about a quarter and a half. Huge performance here on homecoming night. Big shout out to the Knights returning home. As mentioned, they played 4 of their first 5 games on the road, so they haven't had a chance much to be here and show off for the student section and for the parents and the grandparents and everybody who comes out here and supports Golden Knights football. But so far, doing their thing, man. This is a show, baby.
Kind of a shocker score for you right now. Now the MOAC, 7-6 Shelby over Harding midway through the second. So that big passing attack, Marshall Shepard, 25 passing touchdowns, 4 rushing.
Yeah.
They're only on the board once, so upset alert. We'll give you the highlights later tonight on the Friday Night Pigskin, live at 11:30 with Brian Skaronski. Kickoff fielded at the 15. That's Tegan Rule. He bobbled it for a second. That really threw things off. Able to get to the 25, but not the return that you wanted if you were Fredericktown.
No, it's not. Every little yard counts right now for the Freddies. And as we talked about on a couple of their previous possessions, this isn't a team that really likes to air it out a ton. So the fact now that there's no secret, they're probably going to have to go with the aerial attack could spell trouble for Cade Carpenter and company. 4 touchdowns, 3 picks so far on the season. And looking like he's going to have to go to the sky here.
1st and 10, Carpenter, quick hitter right side. That's complete across the 30 to the 33-yard line. That is Xavier Mullins. So the leading receiver, well, the second leading receiver, I forget, Tegan Rule also catches the ball out of the backfield, but the second leading receiver gets the catch for 8 yards. That'll bring up 2nd down and 2. Carpenter again, looking to go to the air. Got it complete. Still on his feet and taken out across the 45, and we're going to get a flag as well. 15 more yards going to come on as Tegan Rule. They had 3 wide receivers bunched up, came to the shortest guy, that's Rule, and then get some yak afterwards and then add on 15 more due to the extracurricular activity we see. Getting a little bit chippy down there, but Fredericktown able to get into Northmor territory once again.
Tegan Rule, he's the target that they're looking for downfield right now. He's got 3 catches, 35 yards so far for him, so definitely looking like he's Carpenter's favorite target.
Handoff, Rule. Actually, it's Carpenter that keeps it. and he's going to get a few yards out of it. Positive play on first down for the Freddies. Give him 4 yards. Make sure to stay tuned for the Morrow County Hospital halftime show. We will have the halftime band show. Both bands we will show you in their entirety. We'll also have some halftime stats and breakdowns right here on the Morrow County Hospital halftime show. Quick hitter once again, right side. That's completed to Rule. And he's going to get down towards the 25. Good enough for a first down. 8-yard gain. Let's take a look at the tail end of that, just getting some extra yardage.
And you don't have to get it all back at once here. I mean, still just a 4-score game. Getting points here, of course, huge for Fredericktown. You cannot come up empty, but you don't got to look for the end zone right away. A little bit of softer coverage being displayed right now by Northmor. You'll take 8-9 yards a pop every time.
Carpenter looking left, and it is in and out of the hands of Bryson Kearns. A little bit overthrown and incomplete. And you also have to think Fredericktown gets the opening kickoff to start the second half as well. So you have a chance to cut this lead immediately in half with this possession and then the start of the second half. But still, work to do here. 2nd down and 10 from the Northmor 26.
And this secondary scares me, Trav, for Northmor. Just the way that they hog the ball. They sit down and, a lot of zone coverages right now is what I'm noticing. And, man, they just come after it, watching the quarterback's eyes.
Carpenter keeps it this time up the middle, has a hole, gets down to the 15, so give him 11 yards, and there's another first down. So keeping it away from that secondary that has 12 interceptions and still getting chunk plays. 1st down and 10, now at the 16-yard line.
For the Freddies, I don't want to see him become one-dimensional where it's just Carpenter running or Carpenter throwing. I think they got to mix in some runs with Teagan Rule. I know that they're behind right now by a bunch of scores, but maybe I don't know what I'm talking about because here's Carpenter exploding.
Fakes the handoff to Rule, and he will get inside the 5. Another first down, 1st and goal for the Freddies. So this Northmor defense going to be tested for the first time tonight. So we'll have a timeout. Fredericktown. Got a score that might interest you. 5:04 left in the half. Plymouth 14, St. Paul 12.
Big game, of course, in the Firelands Conference with Crestview still undefeated, sitting there at the top of the conference. Tied, of course, with St. Paul. So that is an interesting score right now at the moment. Have to see if that one holds up. I really like this Big Red squad this year. They got, of course, one of the most dynamic running backs in the area in Mr. Sparks. And I think that could be huge for them to score a win over the big bully of the league forever in Norwalk St. Paul.
And a team Northmor fans will be looking for. East Knox leading Mount Gilead with 10:04 left in the second. They're leading 21-3. Next week, both teams take care of business. First place on the line right here in the Castle, and we'll have it for you live and free.
What an exciting game that's going to be.
But first, we still have a half plus 2 minutes. Handoff Rule, and he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Fredericktown on the board.
Every time Teagan Rule has touched it in the run game, he's picked up approximately 4 yards. None more satisfying than these 4 right here, as you see on the Hot Shot Secret replay. And this is what you got to do, I believe, to at least keep the Northmor defense honest, is you're going to have to hand it off a few times to Rule over the next couple of quarters. You see what he can do when he gets the ball. Great vision right there. Barely even touched on his way into the zone.
And Carpenter looked like he was limping as he was running off there a little bit. Hopefully that's not serious. But Rule untouched as well. Very good blocking. Great play call out of the timeout.
Sure.
Perfect way to use the timeout. But there's still 2:11 left. And Northmor, they're known for quick scores. We'll see if they can do something or if Fredericktown can keep a little bit of that momentum going into the second half. Snap down. Kick is up, and it is short. No good.
Wow.
As you and I know from kicking field goals, if you get under the ball a little too much, you just dink it up in the air and don't get it through. So it's 27-6. Still remains a 3-score lead because of the missed Northmor extra point a couple possessions ago. But Fredericktown on the board, so they have something to build off of going into the half right here.
Getting points is huge for them, just psychologically, I think, to not go in with a big empty goose egg on the board, because they've had their drives. They've showed their moments so far here tonight, and finally able to break through here at the end of the second quarter. Big drive there for the Freddies. We'll see if they can build on it moving forward.
Fredericktown, long drive, aided by a couple
penalties, perhaps, Travis?
Well, a couple penalties. Yeah, a little tongue-tied there, as you see Will Hartley, the Fredericktown coach, talking to his players, saying, hey, we need to stop this return. We need to keep them back into their own territory. Don't want to let Northmor get some of that momentum back before the end of the half. But, yes, you had the penalty on the return. You had another penalty really move them, say, about 20 yards worth of penalty yardage giving to them, allowing them to really take over that possession. Ramos takes it at the 15. Across the 25, stops for a second. Ooh. Jukes a man across the 30, and then he's taken down. So he does get to the 32, but he's not able to break out into space. So you could say that was a win for the Fredericktown kick team.
Showing a lot of shake and bake out there tonight. Love what that young man brings to the table. His style, his energy. He's got great vision out there on the field, too.
So 2:04 left. Let's see if the Golden Knights just run the clock out, or if they can take a couple shots. They do have 2 timeouts left, or they have 1 timeout. They did take a timeout right before the end of that last drive, but handoff, Lauer, left side, has a hole, cross 35, cuts back, 40, 45, 50, breaks a tackle, across the 35, 30, still up as he gets down to the 22, and just like that, Northmor back into business, Brian.
Griffin Workman with an amazing block really sets this thing up.
51-yard gain for Lauer. You take a look at the end of the run where he just runs another guy over and gets down inside the 25 of Fredericktown. Now a minute 49. They have plenty of time to try and get back on the board.
Max Lauer is a beast so far tonight. Over 230 yards rushing on just 15 carries. I'm thinking he's going to break all sorts of career bests.
Christo, he carries a guy across. That'll bring up second down.
And another nice 5-yard run for the Knights. So even when Lauer is headed over to the sideline and catching his breath for all these big runs, and he's certainly earned some breathers, Cortez done a nice job of spelling him out. He's got 32 yards himself.
Second down and 5. 1:10 left here in the half. Cortez looking right, throws it, and it is going to be caught by Ramos, and he'll be taken out of bounds. Give him 2 more yards on that, so it'll be third down and about 3 for the Golden Knights.
Ramos with his 4th catch here of the evening.
And it was a good job by him to get out of bounds, to stop the clock, allow the Golden Knights to still have that 1 timeout here with 1:04 remaining. They're actually going to give him 4, so it'll be 3rd and 1. And Cortez is going to keep it. He has a hole. Jukes right, and he is inside the 10. It'll be a first down, and the clocks will stop.
This Knights run attack behind this offensive line just moving at will right now. Travis really kind of snatching the soul of the Freddies up front, doing anything that they want from any position on the field, pretty much winning at the pointing attack, down in, down out.
5-yard gain for him. First and goal now, 45 seconds. It's a running clock. However, Northmor does have 1 timeout left. 2 wide to the left, 1 to the right. Lauer sidecar right. It's a handoff to Lauer across the 5. He's still up, reaching down to about the 3-yard line. Does Scott Armros call his timeout? Yes, he does. 27 seconds left. It'll be second and goal from about the 3. So, Brian, if you're in the huddle right now as Scott Armros, you call 2 plays, especially if the first one's a run. Get into that hurry up. You have no timeouts left, 27 seconds. So you do have enough time if you want to do a run play that you could probably get 2 plays out of it, maybe a run and then a pass, and then hopefully have a couple seconds for maybe a field goal or another try.
Yeah, you know, you got a lot of seniors out there, a lot of veterans, and some leaders. So this is a team that you probably could send into the huddle with 2 different plays, explain what the situation is. A lot of times, though, in modern high school football, you're just going to see them look over to the sideline. They're probably sending them in with one play, burn about 5-6 seconds off the clock, and then just look over for instructions moving forward. So we'll find out right here. Hey, if this run game for Northmor continues to do what they've done, they're just going to need one play to get into the end zone here, Travis.
Fakes the handoff. It's going to be a pass left. Cortez, he's going to keep it. Get across the 5. Cuts back, and he's going to go in. Touchdown. The play didn't work to perfection like they wanted, but Cortez keeps it, reverses field about 3 times, and gets into the end zone. So Northmor immediately answers the Fredericktown score, and that's a big backbreaker right before the half. So you take a look. Going left, going right, going left again, then back to the right. Was he even touched there? He went about 30 yards to get 5, but it works.
I think these skill position guys of Northmor have really surprised me, to be 100% honest. I knew that they had a good ground attack. I knew that they had a beefy offensive front with Sanders and company up there, but I did not anticipate the wiggle and the burst and the speed that we've been able to see exhibited so far from multiple different playmakers. Lauer, of course, leading the charge. Cortez now into the end zone for the second time tonight. Cristo has done his thing, and then Trenton Ramos. They got a team out here in Northmor, man. That I don't think this is a paper 5-0 squad that's looking like they're on their way to 6-0, baby.
I've been telling you. I don't give that fist pump during the pigskin for nothing. Chenier adds the extra point. It's 34-6, 20 seconds left. Let's go back to the Facebook and YouTube comments. We have some more. Diana Dennis, go Freddies, rooting for you from Mount Vernon, go number 9. Man, I'd like some Mazzas right now. Yeah, or some pizza from down there as well. Nancy Spoonseller, go Knights. Chad Ritzard, awesome Knights football. Katie Clark, go Knights. Joe Tatman. Still time for Max to score again. Sorry, but it was Marcus this time, but I understand what you meant from that. Please feel free to continue. Let us know where you're watching from. Give some shout-outs, and we'll shout you out. That's what we love to do here on the OH Report.
We are about the people.
That's why we do it. That's why I love my job, Brian. Chenier ready to kick this one off. And it's going to be a bit of a squib. Taken at the 30 by Van Houten. Gets across the 40, down to the 45. So 15 seconds left, make it 14. 2 timeouts for Fredericktown. You get a big chunk play here. Call your timeout. Maybe you get a chance at something, but got to get a good play here with 14 seconds left.
With the score being the way it is, I think you do have to be aggressive given that you've got a nice kick return. You're set up at the 44-yard line, so why not? Why not try to throw it over the middle here, try to pick up a nice gain. Still 2 timeouts. We'll see what the Freddies do, but I think that they almost have to try to be aggressive.
I like the helmets from Fredericktown. They remind me of a college team. It's slipping my mind right now. Little quick hitter right side the rule. Nice open field tackle, though, and we're going to get the first of 2 timeouts by Fredericktown. That is Gavin Miller, who was the player of the game in our last contest. 2 picks at the end of the South Central game to lock that one up. So Fredericktown from their own 48-yard line. 5 seconds left. Maybe a little trickery here, Ski. Hook and lateral.
I mean, you're really going to have to be a heck of
Billy Bob. Give it to Billy Bob.
Illusionist here for sure. Like, you're going to have something drawn up that no one's ever seen before to catch Northmor and this defense off guard. 52 yards is what you need to cover here to try to get into the end zone. That's about the only option here with 5 seconds left, unless you gun it over the middle real quick, go down to a knee and call a timeout.
Speaking of defense, we didn't get a chance to show them yet, but the Morrow County Hospital defensive starters, these are the guys that have really shut down Fredericktown in that rushing attack so far. They also have a pick that defensive back set. So led by Lauer, has a tackle for loss. Whited, Naylor, Armrose up front. You have Miller, Kramer, Cristo. Miller just had that open field tackle. And then the corners as well.
And this is a defense that's been getting better as the season has gone along. They just gave up 7 points last week, 14 the previous. Had a shutout against Bucyrus on the road as Carpenter somehow able to escape.
Throws it downfield over the head of the receiver. And that will do it for the first half. So the Golden Knights, an impressive start right off the bat. Trenton Ramos, house call. scored on, I believe, every possession except for one, yeah. 34-6 is your score. We're going to take a break and be back with everybody's favorite segment, the Halftime Band Show. We will have the Fredericktown Freddie and Northmor Golden Knight bands. Right after this, you are watching high school football live and free, exclusively on the OH Report.
Morrow County Hospital, along with Ohio Health, is the official sports medicine provider of Northmor High School. Available 24/7 to care for your athlete with same-day appointment options available. We keep your athletes healthy and in the game. Morrow County Hospital and Ohio Health are proud to partner with Northmor High School to provide a healthier community, serving teams, parents, and all of Morrow County.
Lender, craftsman, dog dead. We're more than our job titles, and you're more than an account number. The personal attention we provide comes from a promise to serve you with respect and compassion. By being responsive to your questions and taking time to understand your needs and goals, we give you more than just a place to bank. That's the more you can expect from Park National Bank. Find John or a banker near you at parknationalbank.com. Park National Bank, where you mean more.
Our show tonight, we feature music from popular boy bands. We begin this hit from 1999 by the American band, the Backstreet Boys. Here's Larger Than Life. Our next chart is a classic hit by another very popular boy band in 2000 from their album No Strings Attached. Here's our version of NSYNC's hit chart, Bye Bye Bye. final star of the evening was the first hit performed by Rihanna, but later popularized by the boy a cappella group, the Troublemakers, in the hit movie Pitch Perfect. Watch us now dance away to Don't Stop the Music.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Northmor's portion of the halftime show. for tonight's Homecoming 2021 performance. And after missing our alumni greatly last fall, we are proud to welcome back 25 Northmor Marching Band alumni and friends. We begin our alumni halftime show with a band and crowd favorite over the years. This is Danger Zone. Let's continue tonight's alumni halftime show with another favorite of the Northmor Marching Band. This is Louie Louie. And finally, we close our alumni show with a perennial favorite of the Northmor Band over the years. Debuting the same year that Northmor opened its doors for the first time, this is Barbara Ann. Let's give one more round of applause for our Northmor Band alumni for their participation in Homecoming 2021. The Northmor Marching Band would like to thank the Northmor Board of Education, Superintendent Mr. Redmond, Principals Mr. Worth and Mrs. Wright, the Northmor Music Boosters, and all the parents for their support of the Northmor Marching Band. May your days be prosperous and your nights be golden.
Morrow County Hospital, along with Ohio Health, is the official sports medicine provider of Northmor High School. Available 24/7 to care for your athlete with same-day appointment options available. We keep your athletes healthy and in the game. Morrow County Hospital and Ohio Health are proud to partner with Northmor High School to provide a healthier community, serving teams, parents, and all of Morrow County.
Lender, craftsman, dog dad. We're more than our job titles, and you're more than an account number. The personal attention we provide comes from a promise to serve you with respect and compassion. By being responsive to your questions and taking time to understand your needs and goals, we give you more than just a place to bank. That's the more you can expect from Park National Bank. Find John or a banker near you at parknationalbank.com. Park National Bank, where you mean more.
It is halftime here at the Castle with your score after 2 quarters, 34-6 in favor of the undefeated Golden Knights. Travis Berardi back here with Brian Skoronsky. And Brian, first time here at the Castle. What have you liked about the Golden Knights thus far here in the first half?
I think you have to like everything that you saw from them. They're really good in the trenches, both offensively and defensively, creating big holes right now for their running backs to get out and get a bunch of yardage. In particular, Max Lauer, who he's been a handful. I know that he was a real strong physical athlete coming into tonight. Met him a few times and seen him up close. But what he's doing here tonight against this Freddies defense, I think shows that he's becoming a special type of talent now in his junior season. That kid by himself has 235 of those 289 rush yards for the Golden Knights, who, as mentioned, they're getting it done in the trenches. They're winning at the line of scrimmage right now. That was one of our keys. Who was going to be able to run it better? So far, it's the Golden Knights opening up some bigger holes, and then there's just more determined when they get into the open field. Max Lauer is a man out there. Huge first half for him, 235 and a tutty.
Looking at the rest of the halftime stats, 332, so 235, almost all of the yards, other than about 98, 43 of them coming through the air, one of them a big touchdown pitch and catch from Cortez to Ramos. 4 penalties, 35 yards. They did have a real tough personal foul penalty that really helped Fredericktown get their only score. But other than that, a pretty clean game. On the other side of things, only 106 yards, only 42 rushing yards for a pretty darn good rushing offense from Fredericktown. Northmore's defense doing pretty good.
Carpenter and Rule being held in check right now. Cade has carried 8 times for 36 yards. Rule just 16 yards rushing so far. He did have that 4-yard scamper, but it's that Golden Knights defense that's been creating problems for them. Up front, they're just winning at the point of attack. They're making things tough, and Cade Carpenter has to become a thrower now with this big deficit. He's put it up 12 times so far already, and he's missed quite a few of those throws. 5 incompletions right now out of those 12. So this is a situation where Carpenter not really used to having to drop back and pass a ton. This is a team that likes to get ahead while running and then ease into the passing game. So it's going to be a tough second half, I think, for this Fredericktown offense with Cade. Maybe even a little bit hobbled. We saw towards the end of that second quarter that he might be gimping off of the field a little bit at times. So we'll see how healthy he is for the second half. They're definitely going to need him to perform big time if they want to at least make things tough on the Golden Knights. Make them tense up a little bit. A couple of scores, it can change the whole complexion of the game. The best feather in the cap that they have is they at least get the ball here to kick off the second half. So your offense needs to come through right away. Not going to be easy against this Knights defense that's been playing so well of late. As mentioned, they've given up just 21 points over the last 3 weeks.
Yeah, we'll see if they can get back into this one. We've been giving you scores from around the area, so actually let's take a look at the playoff ratings from around the area. Mansfield Senior number 5, they are up on Lexington tonight. So the number 5 team, 2 tough losses, but now, trying to get back into the swing of things, they're 5th.
And West Holmes right now leading Worcester at the half. I think the Knights team is showing that they're the real deal. The Tigers up 15-0 at the break at Lexington. So those are the top 3 teams in our opinion in the OCC. Lexington might be the 4th best team, so all kind of battling it out here tonight. Look for the Tigers and West Holmes certainly to be hosting in week 1, as will Bellevue and maybe Clear Fork. They might sneak into the top 8. They've got a big one going down tonight right now with
Trailing by
Gallion.
1 at the half, the Gallion. Shelby up 14-6 at Hardinger's points. Bellevue up 14-0 at Norwalk. Taking a quick look now at 6:22. The Crestview Cougars 5-0. They're taking on Ottawa Hills right tomorrow in a game you'll be calling, Brian. So a big one. Colonel Crawford also up big at the break. And then the Division 7, Lucas, tied right now at the half, 0-0 with Canton Central Catholic. St. Paul down 2 right now to number 9, Plymouth. So there's some big points on the line there between those two. And then finally, in Region 27, East Knox up big on Mount Gilead. They're number 5. Trimble taking on the number 1 team in Division 6, Region 20. So there are your playoff ratings. A quick look at them. We'll talk more about them tonight on the Pigskin, but a lot of points up for grabs for a lot of teams around the area. And speaking of points, the Golden Knights with a lot of points kicking things off for the third quarter.
Now how about this return? Some opening to the right side. He might be able to take this one all the way back here, Travis. Tegan Rule, that is exactly what they needed. We saw an opening half kickoff touchdown to kick off tonight. How about half number 2? And we're getting the same type of explosiveness right here. Rule with the huge run. And that could change this whole second half.
We had house calls to start the game and to start the second half. So Fredericktown, big momentum swing, but you got to think if Northmor doesn't score at the end of the half, how much bigger this touchdown run would be. But nonetheless, Fredericktown fighting right back, now down 22 points, and it looks like they're going to go for 2, cut this to a 20-point game.
It's going to hand it off. Rule.
Drug
down in the backfield. How about the pursuit right there? Grabbed almost right away by Garrett Corwin. So the fireworks and then a little bit of a letdown here after this big return that they didn't get the 2-point conversion. But this, man, if you're a doctor and you're trying to prescribe something, this is exactly what you need. This is the medication if you're Fredericktown to take limited time off the board. Big explosive play from one of your dynamic playmakers showing off right there.
172 yards between Rule and Ramos on their 2 return touchdowns. Fireworks really going off. Fredericktown, hey, now if they can get a stop, build on that momentum, we'll see what goes on. But here, Northmor now, can they get back to the running attack, run a lot of clock? Because we saw that in the middle of the quarter. They got the ball about 10 minutes left in the second, ran off about a good 6 minutes before we had the flurry right at the end.
So if this becomes a shootout in the second half, unfortunately for Fredericktown, when you start a shootout and you're already behind by 4 scores, it's going to make it tough. So the Northmor offense, real sharp in the first half. If they can continue to pick up big chunk yardage in the run game, Fredericktown probably not going to be able to battle themselves back into this one. This is a big drive for the Knights. We'll see if they can respond.
Can Ramos respond? Gets it at the 10. Across the 20. Has a bit of a hole, but then he's met at the 30. So a 20-yard gain. It's all right. Northmor starts on the Fredericktown on their own 30. 1st and 10 here, just underway in quarter number 3. But now, yeah, there's still 11:41 left in the third, but this is a big drive for the Fredericktown defense.
It tightens things up, certainly, getting that 6 points on the board right away. How fun to see a return touchdown to kick off the game, and then the same thing here in the second half, the shoe on the other foot.
How many times has it happened in any game? I mean, that's
very rare.
Yeah. Cortez takes the snap, hand off to Lauer, cuts up the middle, and he's going to get a good chunk out of that up to the 35, so give him 4 yards, a 4-yard gain. Second down and 6, and that's all you need to do if you're Max Lauer. 4 yards at a time, do that 3 times. First down. Runs clock. It's kind of that Lucas Cub mantra. Run people over, because Max Lauer does run people over as well. So we'll see what they can do here.
He's been looking for contact, certainly, yes. Travis. He's been identifying some linebackers and some defensive backs, and he has been handing out some punishment. Cortez, on the other hand, just so shifty. When he gets beyond the line of scrimmage, you just see how fast his feet become, little steps, until he's able to get the burst.
8 yards on the play here, and there's that RPO. He took it right out of the chest of Lauer there, kept it, and gets a good 8 yards for a Northmor first down. And they're moving already up to their 43 on their first drive here of the second half.
Just good look at the right side of that offensive line for the Knights. Sanders over there next to Whitted.
And they're going to go that way. Cortez across midfield to 45, finally brought down by Connor Manley. But that's good enough for a 17-yard gain and another Golden Knight first down.
Puts Cortez over 60 yards rushing on the night. So with the 1-2 punch, him and Lauer, and then you mix in Christo a little bit, it's tough to key on these running threats for Northmor. And then factor in when they've gone to the air exclusively so far to Trenton Ramos, they've been pretty productive so far, just one incompletion.
Cortez now over 350 yards for the season on the ground. First and 10 Knights. Ball now on the 41 as we approach 10 minutes left in the third. It's going to be a handoff to Lauer. This time he's met right at the line of scrimmage. Great job. Great wrap up there by Mason Hoflich.
Maybe a yard. Back.
Yeah. But that's what Fredericktown needs to do. You can't get those 3-4 yard gains if you stop them at a 1 yard gain. It really takes them off their game plan. They now have to get a bigger chunk yardage play out of the next rush here or pass if they want to get back on the game plan.
Puts them behind the sticks a little bit, but we've seen Northmor not afraid to run it in long yardage situations in second and third down.
Handoff on the sweep to Ramos this time. Cuts back out, gets a big block. That was Griffin Workman with the cutback block. We'll take a look at that one more time here on a replay. But here's Workman right there. It looked clean to me. It looks head on head. So a couple fans wanting the clip penalty, but it was straight on. Give him 6 yards, and it'll be second down and 4. Or third down and 4, my correction.
And if they put it up in the air, Ramos is the guy. He has been the target for Cortez. 4 grabs so far on the night, all the completions so far.
Almost bobbled the snap, but Cortez gets it, but I don't think he's going to get the first down.
No, I don't even think he got any yardage on that one.
Take a look at the replay here. Gets the keeper, gets maybe 2 yards out of it before pushed back, but that's not enough. It'll be fourth down and 3, and you got to think the Golden Knights will go for it here on the 34 of Fredericktown.
Yeah, I think no question. This is just one of those areas of the field where a punt doesn't do you a whole lot of good. Even if you pin somebody down, you may as well keep the offense on the field. 3 yards is all they need. They've been pretty solid so far tonight in these type of situations.
Big play for the Fredericktown defense. Can they get the ball back here? Snap back, Cortez looked at the pass, but he's going to keep it, and he's going to get to the 30-yard line and get the first down. Big gain there by the quarterback. And Northmor stays on the field with their offense.
Just following in behind Max Lauer. Able to chip a linebacker. Create a little bit of space there for the quarterback to get through. And Cortez gets it done just enough on that play.
First down and 10. Golden Knights from the Fredericktown 29. Coming up on 8:20 left here in the third. 3 wide to the left. Lauer sidecar left. Cortez looking. He's going to go for the end zone and almost caught. Last second, Bryson Kearns puts a hand up, but that's going to fall to the ground. That was a risky pass there, Brian.
It was into traffic here. You see a couple of defenders in the picture. It's tipped up, but almost a circus-style grab there off the deflection by Workman. That was close to being 6 and a huge play for the Knights.
So it brings up 2nd down and 10. Quick pass over to Ramos. Across the 25, stops for a second, cuts back, gets to about the 20. Give him 9 yards, close to a first down. It'll bring up 3rd down and 1.
Over 50 yards receiving so far for Trenton Ramos. Also got into the end zone earlier on a big-time 26-yard grab. So he's the featured receiving threat so far tonight for the Golden Knights, and certainly throughout the season. When you look at some of the numbers, he's over 20 catches now on the year. Nobody else has more than 4.
3rd down and 1. Got to think this is going to go to Lowry. He hasn't seen the ball here in a couple plays. No, it's going to be kept by Cortez. He's rolling right, looking. He does let it go. Open man, touchdown. Who else? Trenton Ramos.
20-yard hookup, and the patience. They waited on that baby to develop, and you see Ramos with nobody within sniffing distance of him inside of the end zone. Beautiful play and execution, all set up by just moving the pocket, getting Cortez out where he's comfortable, throwing on the run, and then you see no chance there. Nobody in the picture guarding number 2, all alone in the back of the end zone. Another big drive for the Golden Knights, getting into the zone. So far, every offensive possession they've had except for once.
Doink!
Second time they've
Chenier
done
off
that too.
the upright, no good. So it stays 40-12 in favor of the Golden Knights with 7:27. But let's take a look at the touchdown one more time. You thought it was going to maybe go to Lauer, but no. Cortez rolling out, letting Ramos get open, free in the back. And it's thrown to perfection as Ramos points to our boy Hayden Gray there in the end zone with the camera. Golden Knights up 40-12. While we have a moment, tonight's high school football broadcast is brought to you live and free on the OH Report. Thanks to our generous sponsors, Morrow County Hospital. Don't wait to get sick. Put your health first. Visit morrowcountyhospital.com for your online appointment. Hot Shots Secret, protective fuel and oil additives from your diesel experts. Get 10% off your first order at hotshotsecret.com. JNF Construction, building your future today. Design yours at jfconstruction.com. And Park National Bank. Whether you need a banker or prefer to do it yourself, Park has an app for you.
Got some great sponsors all over the area. That's how we're able to bring you live and free broadcast here on the OH Report. So please, folks, do support each of the businesses that support you and your community and the sports here on OH Report.
I thought at first that ball was going to go out of bounds, but it took a nice bounce, stayed in, and now Fredericktown's going to be backed up to start. Take a look at this bounce right here, Brian. It looks like it's going out of bounds, but then a little bit of backspin. It's like they're playing the Ryder Cup. Stayed in bounds, had to pick it up, and the Northmor kickoff team was there. Fredericktown backed up inside their own 20 to start here.
Nice break for the Golden Knights. That one staying in bounds, and Fredericktown thought they were going to get the ball with nice field position with it going out of play, but nah. Instead, they're going to be at their own 18-yard line and got to answer now.
Yeah, down 4 scores. You need a score on every possession. You're going to need some stops. But first, let's see what they can do here. 7:23 left, third quarter. Going to have to go 82 yards. Quick hitter left side, but it hits the ground incomplete. Looked like they had the wide receiver screen working right there, but just a bit of a low throw intended for Rule. And bring up 2nd and 10.
Tegan Rule doing a lot so far tonight for this Freddies offense. Second leading rusher, the leading receiver, and then had the big explosive touchdown return to kick off this second half. So that's the athlete that they need to rely on. How many different ways can they get him the ball?
2nd and 10, Carpenter, man in motion. That's Logan Small. He's going to roll out to his left, swing pass too small, across the 15 to the 20, gets hit, stays up, knocked out of bounds, but he was out of bounds. Northmor with the late hit. That's going to give Fredericktown a much-needed first down.
Yeah, it's a bit of a break for the Freddies. You hate that one of your skill guys has to get blasted like that over the chalk to end up picking up a first down. But that clearly that's about a step out of bounds. And for Max Lauer, no need for that one. He's running out anyways. So big mistake there for Northmor to extend this drive. It was about to be 3rd and long.
Nice job by Hayden Gray, too, our cameraman, staying in there while Lauer delivered the boom on that. But now they were at their 18. They're out to the 38. 1st and 10. Carpenter with the keeper across the 40-45, dragging a man right at the 1st down marker. We'll see if they give it to him. They will. That's a gain of 10 and another 1st down for Fredericktown. So starting to get moving now.
Carpenter's been the featured rusher so far here tonight. 9 carries for him. That one of the better ones. 46 yards total for him on the ground.
1st and 10 from the Fredericktown 48. Quick hitter right side the rule, and this time he's upended. Nice open field tackle by Marcus Cortez. Tripping him up in the backfield. It'll bring up 2nd down and long as you take a look at the Hot Shot secret replay.
Read this thing all the way, and just look at Cortez just come flying in like a bullet there to disrupt that thing. 3-yard loss off of that pitch, and then just no space for Rule to run.
As you see head coach Scott Armros, hands on his knees down there, always animated. He's kind of like Javar Hudgens for Mansfield Senior Girls Basketball, always animated when it comes to his defense. Carpenter on the keeper, nowhere to go. He might get 2 of those yards back. He does. It'll be 3rd down and 11. But Carpenter on the season, 415 yards passing, 327 yards rushing, an average of 5.5. But Northmor really cutting that down tonight. I don't think he's had more than 1 or 2 runs of over 5.5 yards.
He's doing his best to try to carry this offense right now. Difficult situation. Northmor, an opportunity for these defensive ends to pin their ears back, and here they come as Carpenter steps up, able to sling one to the side.
And almost intercepted. I saw Armros getting in there, had him wrapped up for a second. Good job by Carpenter to get away, but once again, just a little too tall over the receiver, and it'll bring up 4th down, and you got to go for it here. You're down 4 scores. You got to try.
Yeah, you appreciate the effort here from Carpenter, throwing into traffic. Cairns coming up, making a nice play on the ball. He got there basically at the exact same time as the football arrived, and that's the situation there. The down and distance kind of behind the chains here for the Freddies. But they got to roll the dice.
It's going to be a pitch to the rule. He's looking to pass for a second, and nowhere close to the 1st down. It looked like that was going to be a trick play. Rule didn't see anybody open. That was Cortez back there taking away the pass. Give him about 5 yards, but he needed a lot more than that. Northmor will take over.
Knights weren't fooled, and the trickery just not there, man. No magician work on that play set up for the Freddies.
So now this is the chance for Northmor to put their foot on the throat. I mean, they can punch it in here. I don't want to say it, but I will say it. It's pretty much done if they can score here. Down up 5 scores with 17 minutes. It's going to be less than that. We have a jump off sides. We'll see who it's on. But you're up 5 scores. They're going to probably take, if they do score, 4 minutes off the clock. So 13 minutes to do that. You're going to need a miracle to come back from that deficit. It's going to be, but help right there for Fredericktown. It's a false start, so it'll be 1st and 15.
And then also a big factor that comes into play here, if you're Northmor and you come away with at least a field goal, it starts that running clock with the 30-point differential, and that's when comebacks are almost non-existent. I personally have not been a part of a game yet where we saw a running clock and then the opposing team was able to come back and win the ball game. So that's typically the kiss of death. If you get behind by them 30 points, obviously it's tough, man. It's tough to come from behind by that many points, but then when the clock's rolling the entire time, it just makes it that much more challenging to try to dig yourself out of that deep hole.
2-yard gain there from Max Lauer. Score from Lucas after 3 quarters. Canton Central Catholic 6, Lucas 0.
Wow. That would be a big surprise there. I know the Cubs banged up right now. Two of the kids that they thought they were going to rely on in the running game not available tonight, both going to be on crutches. So, you know, when you're a village like Lucas, small school, it's tough to just plug and play with guys off the bench, finding it hard tonight.
Cortez couldn't find anybody downfield, elects to take it himself, but he's going to lose a yard, so that's going to bring up third down. And what helps out Fredericktown there is he's run out of bounds, so it stops the clock with 4:39 left in the third.
Every precious second on the clock is your friend if you're Fredericktown, but you got to be able to get your defense off the field. This one of the better opportunities that they've had at accomplishing that mission here tonight. 14 yards is what is needed, but you know who's going to be running out there? Crispy patterns. Trenton Ramos, might want to key on him.
It's going to be a screen to Lauer. Breaks away from two guys, runs a man over, but he will not get the yardage for a first down. 8 yards for him. He needed 14, so it's going to bring up fourth down for the Golden Knights.
And that's the first player not named Trenton Ramos to receive a ball tonight from Marcus Cortez. So fourth down, 6 yards needed, punt team out there. So if you're Fredericktown, your defense, mission accomplished. Now what can you do offensively against this really stellar Golden Knight defensive unit?
Miller back to kick it away. Gets the snap, gets it away. And that is going to take a bounce at the 27 and go out of bounds. Referee's going to knock him out right at the 25. That'll be where Fredericktown will start first and 10. An update from Monroeville South Central, team that Northmor knocked off in week 2. Monroeville 35, South Central 28. Another bit of a surprising score. South Central did have to take a week off due to COVID, had some tough games after that, but Monroeville, that's a nice bounce back game for them after getting blown out from Crestview 2 weeks ago, I believe, right?
Yeah, two middle-of-the-road Firelands Conference teams trying to play to get a leg up on the other in the league.
And, you know, Northmor rooting for South Central, get a couple extra bonus points for the playoff ratings there. So right now, Monroeville up 7. Here, Northmor up 28. Carpenter, he's going to keep it up the middle. Avoids one tackler, gets wrapped up by 5 Golden Knights after about a gain of 5. Bring up second down and 5 from the 30.
Carpenter going to do everything he can to try to give his team an opportunity here. For the Freddies, they almost have to drop back and pass it. Now the clock is your enemy in that regard, where you can't just hand it off to guys like Tegan Rule and allow him to do what he does. This is going to have to become the Cade Carpenter show here over the next 15 minutes of gameplay. We'll see if he's able to get it done. And, of course, as I say that, they switch it up. They do hand it off to Tegan Rule, who's been pretty good when he's had his opportunities. The problem is that's only his 6th carry so far in this contest.
Gain of 4, so it's going to bring up third down and 2 from their own 33. They are getting positive yardage, but time's beginning to be a factor for Fredericktown, down 4 scores.
Biggest factor right now in the game is that clock. So for the Freddies, they got to score. They got to score in bunches, and they got to do it pretty fast.
So third down and 2. I formation, 2 wideouts to the right for Carpenter. He's going to hand it off to Rule. Stopped right at the line. He's not going to get anything. Northmor had that read perfectly, and Max Lauer led the attack on that one.
First time tonight, Tegan Rule has been held to no gain on a carry.
They're actually going to give him a yard, so he pushed a little bit forward progress, but still not enough for the first down, and it's going to be 4th and 1. Another big play here for Fredericktown. They got the stop on third down. Now can they get the first down? And I think Carpenter got enough. Across the 30, and he does. Nice effort there. Second effort by Carpenter to get the first down.
Fell forward for about 2 extra yards. We'll give them 3 on the gain. And that's what the Freddies needed to keep this drive alive. But it's going to be tough.
They need a big play.
Given the situation right now, if you're going to need 4 plays to pick up a first down like that.
1st and 10, under 2 minutes left here, third quarter. 64 yards away, and they're going to get a big chunk here. That's Hoflich. Mason Hoflich pushed out of bounds. Give him 7 on the play. Make that 8. Give him 8. 2nd and 2.
So Fredericktown not abandoning the run game just yet.
Got out of bounds, though, too, so that stops the clock. 2nd and 2. Carpenter. Quick pass right side to Rohr. Rule across midfield. Enough for a first down. So the little swing pass to Rule. Good enough. And also an extra couple yards as he ran over a couple defenders from Northmor there, lowering the boom. A lot of clean physical play tonight by both sides.
There has been, and that's about the only thing that's available right now in the passing game for Carpenter is just to swing it out into the flat to the running back. This time he's looking deep, but the coverage is there, Travis.
A broken play. That's going to turn into a first down, though. Give him 12 yards. Nobody there, but his line gave him just enough to read the opening right here, gets through, and gets a big gain. Now first down as we go under a minute to go here in the third.
So the Freddies offense on the move now, breaking into enemy territory. Empty set here.
Quick hitter, but it's over the head of Mullins, incomplete. And that's been a problem for Carpenter. I think that's the 5th time he's overthrown his receiver.
8 of 18 throwing so far in this contest, and it's been mostly just dinks and dunks. Biggest throw so far for the Freddies offense, 16 yards. So Carpenter certainly has been held under wraps so far by this Golden Knights secondary, and a lot of times you're looking downfield here up from where we are in the booth, and there's just nobody open.
Rule, quick throw right, incomplete again. This time he underthrows his receiver, and it'll be 3rd down and 10 from the Northmor 37, 40 seconds on a stopped third quarter clock.
3rd incompletion in the last 4 attempts for Cade Carpenter.
I love those on the ground views. Those are the coolest. It kind of gives you the pylon cam. We don't have enough money to get those pylon cams inside the pylon, but we can give you a shot like that. 3rd down and 10. It's the small things, Brian. Quick hitter. That was like the Tebow play. He almost completed it, but once again, I think he threw it just a little too quick. Take a look at the replay. But that was it's a Tebow play. The quick step back, jump up in the air, and throw it, but unable to get the man. It's 4th down.
Xavier Mullins, if he was able to bring that in, was going to be real close to picking up the first down, so it looked like that was something that Carpenter maybe identified as something that could be a quick hitter. Northmor playing a lot of zone tonight. Just that time, couldn't connect. Big 4th down here.
Carpenter had a little bit of time. Lauer rushed him for a second. Now he's going to run. He has an opening. Telling his guys to get downfield across the 30. Spins at the 25. Still up. Gets down close to the 20, but that will be enough for a first down. Give him 15 on the run.
Where there's a will, there's a way. A lot of will being displayed on that last play. 15-yard pickup by Carpenter. They needed every one of them, man.
That's the Cade Carpenter that Fredericktown fans know. Able to be elusive like that, make his own offense after, it was a passing play. He got rolled out of the pocket, and he said, you know what, I'm just going to do it myself.
Closing in on 100 now, 92 yards for Cade.
Timeout taken here.
And it's going to be an injury timeout. Max Lauer, I saw as he was trying to chase down Carpenter. He went down, grabbed his right calf almost immediately. I assume that it's probably just going to be
hopefully
some type of a cramp. Yeah, hope that he didn't pull it. Because he has been special, certainly offensively tonight. Doing some nice things on the defensive line, too.
So while we have a moment, Brian, hopefully it's just a cramp, but what should we look forward tonight for the Friday night pigskin?
Certainly with KMAC Trav in the building, we're going to be discussing this conference a whole bunch, breaking down, who's the contenders with just 4 weeks to play. What are going to be the big matchups coming up? And we got a lot of highlights for you folks from all over the area, including from the KMAC. We also have some Northern 10. We'll have some OCC. We've got some MOAC. So the 5 conferences that we cover, we got a dose of all of it tonight. Eric Will's going to be there. Always great to have him break down what he sees. He's going to have his 6 takeaways from 6 weeks of the season, and that's not good for number 6 down there. If he's not able to put weight on the leg, it looks like it might be an injury and not just a cramp, Trav. It's just tough to see that, of course, with the night that Lowers had 19 carries, 242 yards, and has been a menace on the defensive line. So this is a tough break for them.
Hopefully it's a mild pull or something like that, or just a bad cramp, but we'll see. He's trying to walk it off a little bit. He's walking a little bit less gingerly on it, but I don't know how much weight he has.
They had to bring out the big fella Sanders to help get that big bull off the field.
So back to action here. 20 seconds left. Clock beginning once again, so this could be the last play. Fakes the jet sweep, and he's going to be taken down immediately.
Read perfectly.
Charles Naylor.
And I believe he's who just spelled out Lauer, so he comes in and making an immediate impact.
So that'll do it for 3 quarters. Your score after 3, Northmor 40, Fredericktown 20. You're watching high school football live and free on the OH Report.
Morrow County Hospital, along with Ohio Health, is the official sports medicine provider of Northmor High School. Available 24/7 to care for your athlete with same-day appointment options available. We keep your athletes healthy and in the game. Morrow County Hospital and Ohio Health are proud to partner with Northmor High School to provide a healthier community, serving teams, parents, and all of Morrow County.
Lender, craftsman, dog dead. We're more than our job titles, and you're more than an account number. The personal attention we provide comes from a promise to serve you with respect and compassion. By being responsive to your questions and taking time to understand your needs and goals, we give you more than just a place to bank. That's the more you can expect from Park National Bank. Find John or a banker near you at parknationalbank.com. Park National Bank, where you
Start of the 4th quarter here at the Castle with the Golden Knights up 40-12. Short play there by Fredericktown on that second down run. It's 3rd down and 9.
Knocking on the door here on the red zone. Carpenter.
Another swing the rule. Gets across the 20, has an opening, run out of bounds at the 16-yard line. And it's going to be 4th down. Maybe about 2 or 3. I think it's 4th down and 3, so give him 6 on the play.
And it's a little bit of a throwing drought for Cade Carpenter, who had missed his last 3. Nice pitching catch, and just let your stud, Tegan Rule, do his thing. Another nice run from him. When he's had opportunities in space, he has made them count.
4th down and 4, they say on the board. Rule in motion. He's going to get it on the sweep. Has a hole, gets down towards the 10, and that's enough for the 1st down. They got it. 6-yard gain. He needed 4.
31 yards on the ground now for Tegan Rule.
Gets the sweep, watches fullback and wide receivers get just enough of a block to give him the yardage. 1st and 10 from the 11. They can get another 1st down at the 1. 3 wide to the right. Rule sidecar right. Correction, that's Hoflich, and he gets the handoff. Not much doing there.
He is going to pick up a couple, get him closer to the doorstep here.
And for you Northmor fans, I do see Lauer on the bench on the sidelines getting that calf looked at, so maybe, hopefully just a bad cramp. He is up, and he's walking a lot better than earlier, so very good sign. But I wouldn't think he would be back in for the rest of this one.
Yeah, probably no need with the score being what it is, though. Fredericktown trying to change things. Carpenter, not a lot of space, though.
Leans ahead, gets 2 more, but it's going to be 3rd down and long. 3rd down and 7 from the 8. Under 10 minutes to play. 2 down, well, I would say 2 down territory, but we already know that. And they can get a 1st down at the 1. Carpenter looking, swing past the rule, got it at the 10, but he dropped it. Looked upfield before he could completely bring that in. So we take a look at the hot shot secret replay. He had it.
I don't know how far he was going to go anyways, Trav. You see 2 guys in black jerseys unblocked coming in there to try to make the tackle, and that's why he had to peek up a little bit. He heard the footsteps, and it led to the incompletion on the drop.
So once again, Fredericktown, a big 4th down. They need the conversion. They need at least the 1-yard line to extend the drive. 5 wide, Carpenter alone in the backfield. Looking, lobs it in the air, has a man, and he got it! Touchdown!
What an adjustment with the ball in the air by Xavier Mullins to make that whole thing happen. It wasn't a great ball, but you could tell Xavier's one of those type of guys, got the basketball frame, he's able to leap up, make a big catch here, and the adjustment in air to go over through the defensive back right there. Huge play.
So hold the phone. Door's still a little bit open.
It's cracked right now, Travis. Going for 2 here to try to make it a 20-point game. And in high school football, of course, anything can happen. And now with Max and Lauer, we assume unavailable for the rest of the night. Could put a little bit of pressure on the Knights.
Max trying to work his leg out. He is up, holding on to his helmet over on the sideline. But the 2-point conversion is good. So a 20-point game, Brian, and Fredericktown still with life, 9:39 left. Go for the onside kick here?
I think it's still too early for that, especially with all 3 of your timeouts. Give the ball to Northmor, and with no Max and Lauer, see if they can beat you with Marcus Cortez, Nico Cristo, and some of the other guys that haven't really killed you so far tonight. But I think we have a number 6 sighting.
Deceive me, or is Max Lauer out in the huddle?
He is definitely in the huddle, and maybe it was a cramp, Travis, that he just had to work out.
I mean, we've all had them. I have them usually in the morning when I wake up from bed because I'm not that athletic anymore. But, you know, those things hurt. Your spectacular body, Brian, I know you rarely get cramps because you just keep that up to date and perfect form.
Well, I appreciate that, Trav. And, you know, I've suffered through my fair share of cramps as well. But those tough ones that really hit you, that are just, like, totally demobilizing, that's probably what number 6 just went through. He's out there with the hands team and seems to be moving pretty good.
Ramos from the 10. Gets across the 20. Stopped up. And he will be taken down at the 25. That was actually C.J. Stoney back, so Ramos was up on the hands team. Northmor will start from their 26. Max Lauer is back in, so Northmor fans dodged a bullet there, guessing it was just a cramp. I didn't see him drinking a lot of fluids, get that calf worked out by the trainer. So we'll see what he has to offer here.
And even though you don't feel threatened at this point, if you're Northmor, I think maybe a 3-and-out does get you a little bit tight. So offense coming to the rescue here, picking up at least a 1st down, I think could be so valuable. And how about just one play and they get it? Oh, I thought he was going to
almost broke it.
Break it. Close.
Christo. So remember that four-headed monster I was talking about on the pigskin after week 2? There it is right there.
There's
another one of the head. Another head of the four-headed monster. Nico Christo.
Hasn't been used a ton tonight, but getting his carries, 6 of them now, and I think this is when you have a lot of weapons where they start adding up, piling up. When you got fresh bodies, maybe now Nico gets a few carries in a row here, takes some of the pressure off of Max, who has been the workhorse, 19 carries for him.
Both him and Christo in the backfield. This time it is Lauer. Bumps in the line for a second, but then he will get 3 yards out of it. Gets ahead to the 46-yard line. It'll bring up 2nd down. They're actually going to give him 4 out of it, so 2nd and 6. But that's what Northmor needs to do. 4 yards at a time. Once again, give it to your bell cow. Let him get his yards. Run that clock. And for Northmor, I think even if you don't score here, one or two more first downs would be great. We have a stoppage in play right now.
Yeah, of course. As long as you can keep your offense out on the field, that means that the Freddies offense is over on the sideline. So as many plays as you can run here, very beneficial for the Golden Knights, looking to get to 6-0 on the season.
So you take a look at head coach Scott Armros of the Golden Knights. Talking with the refs. What's up, man? What was wrong? What did we do? Nonetheless, we're back to action. 8:40 running clock. Second and 6. Handoff Christo. Homecoming King gets close to the first down. Give him 5 on the gain. 3rd down and short now. A couple big linemen coming in for Fredericktown. You got to think they're going to try and clog up those holes. Maybe a little play action here?
That'd be a gutsy move, of course, as well as you've ran it so far tonight for Northmor. But sometimes I do like gambles like that.
Well, especially with Cortez, who can keep it. He can hold on to the ball, maybe get a yard or 2 off of that, or stay at least in bounds to run more clock off. With a dual threat quarterback like that, that's when you can take these into occasion. But instead, they're going to give it to Lauer, and he's going to be close.
There's a lot of fans over here on the Fredericktown side that are upset.
I think it was because Sanders kind of pancaked the guy after the fact, or right as the whistle was blown. He's a guy that won't finish until the whistle, and he likes to pancake as many people as possible.
Dustin's been versatile here tonight, too. We've seen him lined up at left tackle and right tackle on different occasions. He's pulled a few times. He's a pretty solid athlete for his size, 6'8", 315.
Handoff Lauer. Runs another guy over. Gets about 4 yards. That'll bring up 2nd down and 6.
And that puts Maxon at 250 approximate here for the contest.
Clock's still running now, under 7 minutes remaining. Refs never win. They can never win. There's always one side that's mad at them.
Well, and there's such a big shortage in our area for all sports that I think it's really actually unfortunate to hear some of these parents over here criticizing the referees and being rude to them just because you can't play the game without the referees. They're out there doing the best that they can, and just because you don't like the call doesn't mean that you got to try to humiliate them.
Lauer, once again, breaking tackles. He's had to have at least broken 15, 20 tackles already tonight. He's just running through, and that tells you he's okay. He's not hurt. Back out, gain of 12, another Northmor first down. And like I said earlier, now that you got a couple more first downs, even if you don't score, you did your job. You ran time off the clock. They're at 3 minutes so far and counting. And they pinned Fredericktown back if they don't get into the end zone. Christo, handoff, right side, another big chunk of yardage. And this is what Coach Armros does well. He'll run his main guy until late when he can rely on his other running backs that will do just about the same as Lauer. They might not run people over as much as Max Lauer does, but they still will push you for 4 or 5 yards and give Max a little bit of break so when it comes down to crunch time, you can get right back to him at full speed.
And you don't always want your running backs to all be the big bull that Max Lauer is. Sometimes you do want to mix it up. Nico Cristo, an excellent athlete on his own right, and here he is again showing nice cutback ability.
And that's going to be enough for another first down. So now Cristo getting up there in the yardage. Got to think easily the team over 300 yards rushing now.
Oh, they're way beyond that.
Close to 4 then?
Don't ask me questions too quickly.
Math is hard.
Another nice pickup there, though, for Cristo.
1st and 10 from the Fredericktown 13, 5 minutes left. Northmor looking for the dagger. Handoff. Wow. Lauer had to pick that up. We had a flag on the play, but Cortez, right as he was handing the ball off, got lit up. So we take a look at the replay. Somebody got through. That's number 70. That'll be Cameron Coble.
That was just explosiveness right
That
off.
kind of reminded me of just Davion Clowney in that bowl game, Michigan, South Carolina. He almost took the handoff himself.
Officials are going to have a quick conversation. Not sure about what.
So while we have a second, let's thank some sponsors, Brian. Tonight's high school football broadcast is brought to you live and free on the OH Report thanks to our generous sponsors. Morrow County Hospital. Don't wait to get sick. Put your health first. Visit morrowcountyhospital.com for your online appointment. Hot Shot Secret. Protective fuel and oil. Additives from your diesel experts. Get 10% off your first order at hotshotsecret.com. J&F Construction and Park National Bank. And that's the first time I wasn't able to get through the readers. I'm sorry. But nonetheless, thank you, everybody, for helping us bring these games live and free to the fans. 2nd and 11. Handoff Cristo. Gets through another tackle and drags another guy up. Good yardage. It's going to bring up 3rd down and short. We'll see how many yards he gets out of this. Seven yards. 3rd down and 4 now from the 7. Golden Knights now in Chenier's range for a field goal as well. That would make it a 4-score game once again as well.
I think your math's a little flawed there, but we'll accept it.
23. Can't. Oh.
That's okay, Travis.
Yeah, 2-point conversion. See, I told you, math is hard.
That Wheeling, West Virginia education.
Ball on the ground. And Fredericktown recovers.
So the Freddies keeping that pulse. Not going down just yet as they force the first turnover of the night. First giveaway by the Knights.
And now Cristo's on the ground hurt.
And I think probably another cramp.
Take a look at the replay here. And yeah, he kind of fell on the ball too. Just didn't get the handoff correctly.
Exchange just was never there. Freddies are able to capitalize.
J.J. Grinnell landed on it.
And kind of deja vu from what we saw with Max earlier in the quarter. Favoring that right calf.
So a 20-point deficit, 3:28 left. Northmor able to take 6 minutes off the clock even though they gave up the ball, but Fredericktown needs a score quick.
Yeah, that was a really important drive for Northmor to flip the field. Picked up a bunch of first downs there, and now 93 yards is what is in between the Freddies and trying to make this a 2-score game.
Carpenter. Hands it off to Rule. Has some space. Oh, he just trucks somebody. Still up across the 20 to the 23. That's the Rule that we know. You take a look at the run once again.
14 yards. That's his best of the night.
Whitehead got turned around and Rule just ran him over. As he gets out to the 22, it's first down.
We haven't seen Teagan really explode in the running attack tonight. He's been 4 yards, 4 yards, 4 yards, 5 yards, 4 yards, 6 yards, and then finally showing off the big play capability with the 14-yard gain and still trying to drive the pile here, man. Not giving up.
But the thing about this is the clock's still running. If you're down a score, this is perfect, but they have to get the ball into the air. I know they haven't been able to complete many passes, but you're gambling on trying to get a big play on a run, but clock is against you right now.
Yeah, I certainly don't love it, and I know that Northmor fans are like, okay, go ahead. Keep picking up a few yards at a time. We'll just run out this clock.
2nd and 4. They are going to go to the air this time, and Rule didn't see that until the absolute last second. Gets his hands on it, but can't make the catch. So we take a look at the replay. Really wasn't looking until late. And I think he could have caught that if he turned his head just a second earlier.
Second drop of the night for Teagan Rule, who has been a monster in the passing attack. He's got over 100 total yards, 8 receptions so far in the game. Far and away the leading receiver for the Freddies.
3rd down. 4 to go. Carpenter's going to keep it. He's going to get the first down. Has a hole. Almost breaks out of it, but he does get it across the 40. 15-yard gain. Clock will stop while they move the chains.
And they're going to need a few more big chunk plays like that to get down into scoring range. Going to have to do it in a hurry.
1st and 10, 2 minutes left in the game. Northmor leading 40-20. Carpenter fakes the throw, and he's going to be sacked. Charles Naylor in for the tackle. And Fredericktown's going to have to burn a timeout as Naylor just bolted in there to get the tackle.
Huge play there for the Northmor defense. Freddies starting to build a little bit of momentum there. And then just taken away just like that.
So with 1:44 left, it's looking like the Golden Knights will come away with a victory tonight. And last I checked, East Knox was up pretty well on Mount Gilead. So next week, right back here, first place in the KMAC on the line.
That's going to be such a fun game that we can't wait to bring you guys next week. East Knox has been in the conversation for the conference championship each of the last several years, as has Northmor, like we talked about in the pregame tonight. So 2 top contenders in the league squaring off, undefeated versus 5-1. Can't ask for much better than that in week 7.
Carpenter on the keeper. Maybe a yard out of that. It's going to be 3rd down and 14. Under a minute and a half. And, yeah, East Knox up 42-10 with 9:55 to go in the third. That update was about an hour ago, so it's probably closer to the end.
And for Northmor, this is probably the second biggest test that they've had of the season against this Fredericktown team. The win against Seneca East in the opener looks better and better with each passing week. Tigers have not lost since that game.
Carpenter completes it, the Rule. 9-yard gain, but it's still going to bring up 4th down. It is a final. East Knox 49, Mount Gilead 10. East Knox remains unbeaten in the KMAC. And don't forget about Highland. They're starting to get rolling as well. I believe they were up against Danville last I checked, 21-7. So, end of the year, Highland gets both East Knox in Week 9 and then Northmor here in Week 10. A lot to play for in the next few weeks between these 3 teams.
Freddies are hosting the Fighting Scots next week. So that's a tough bounce-back game for them.
Carpenter going deep, up in the air and incomplete.
And they just got one guy running a deep route. Nobody else went beyond about 4 or 5 yards there. So tough situation for Carpenter. They're on a 4th down and 6 and only one guy running at least a 6-yard route. And you see that's why the coverage was there. 3 Golden Knights players back defending, and that pretty much seals the deal.
So the Golden Knights get to run the best formation in football, the victory formation. Want to remind you folks to stick around for the Morrow County post game, where we will have tonight's J&F Construction Player of the Game, and I think everybody knows who it is. The bell cow, the workhorse, the bull, Max Lauer.
22 carries, 262 yards, 1 touchdown, and then did some nice things defensively too. Don't have a specific count, but I'm sure he was in on at least 5 or 6 tackles.
Got to give a shout out to Paul Kramer, the sophomore, just got a carry. So he will be on the stat book, but that will do it. Your final score here from the castle, the Kings of the Castle, Northmor 40, Fredericktown 20. We're going to take a break and be back with our J&F Construction Player of the Game, as well as our final statistics, right here, live and free on the OH Report.
Morrow County Hospital, along with Ohio Health, is the official sports medicine provider of Northmor High School. Available 24/7 to care for your athlete with same-day appointment options available. We keep your athletes healthy and in the game. Morrow County Hospital and Ohio Health are proud to partner with Northmor High School to provide a healthier community, serving teams, parents, and all of Morrow County.
Lender, craftsman, dog dad. We're more than our job titles, and you're more than an account number. The personal attention we provide comes from a promise to serve you with respect and compassion. By being responsive to your questions and taking time to understand your needs and goals, we give you more than just a place to bank. That's the more you can expect from Park National Bank. Find John or a banker near you at parknationalbank.com. Park National Bank, where you mean more.
back here at the Castle where the Golden Knights victorious tonight, 40-20 over Fredericktown, that remain unbeaten in the KMAC and overall. Travis Berardi alongside Brian Skoronsky back here at the Castle as head coach Scott Armrose pretty darn proud of his boys right now for the effort they gave tonight, and we will show you the stats from this one right now. Well, 464 total yards on 393, most of those coming from Max Lauer.
But they got a few different guys, Northmor does, that contribute in the running game, so it's not just a one-man show. Certainly the athletic ability of Marcus Cortez is a big factor. How they utilize him, getting him out on the perimeter often. They move the pocket almost every single time they get into a passing situation, and Cortez able to get out and run for 64 yards tonight. Of course, Max Lauer was the premier player in this game, 262 yards on the ground for him.
How many carries was that?
22 carries.
Jeez.
So he exploded in that first half.
And a few touchdowns as well for him.
Just one time.
Seemed like more.
Cortez was able to get into the end zone twice. Ramos got into the end zone 3 times, twice on receptions, 1 time on that huge kickoff return. So they've got some explosive players, man, a little bit of dynamite in a few different packages, but our MVP of the night is definitely going to be Max Lauer for what he was able to contribute, and so glad that he was able to get back out onto the field after being hobbled a little bit, and that it was just probably a cramp that was hampering him.
As you see him talking right there, I believe, to media member? No, just a coach. All right, as Max is going to make his way up here, but great job by him tonight. Before we cut the break, before the player of the game, anything else you want to add about this Northmor squad, this place? I mean, it's first time here in North Bloomfield Township for a football game. Brian, what do you think?
I think that defensively they have a really good scheme. I think that they do well to rush the quarterback without sending a lot of blitzers because their secondary is pretty special. I really believe that Northmor has a top-tier defense that Fredericktown was able to do nice things at times against, but the Golden Knights, the real deal on that side of the ball, and the running game, we knew it was going to be strong coming into this game. The four-headed monster, as you like to call it, all of them contributors tonight, so this is going to be a tough squad to beat when they're playing at a high-caliber level like we saw here. Big win on homecoming night for the Knights.
All right, we're going to take one more break and be back with our J&F Construction player of the game, Max Lauer, right here on the Morrow County Hospital postgame. Stay tuned. You're watching high school football live and free on the OH Report.
Morrow County Hospital, along with Ohio Health, is the official sports medicine provider of Northmor High School. Available 24/7 to care for your athlete with same-day appointment options available. We keep your athletes healthy and in the game. Morrow County Hospital and Ohio Health are proud to partner with Northmor High School to provide a healthier community, serving teams, parents, and all of Morrow County.
Lender, craftsman, dog dad. We're more than our job titles, and you're more than an account number. The personal attention we provide comes from a promise to serve you with respect and compassion. By being responsive to your questions and taking time to understand your needs and goals, we give you more than just a place to bank. That's the more you can expect from Park National Bank. Find John or a banker near you at parknationalbank.com. Park National Bank, where you mean more.
We are now back with our player of the game, presented by J&F Construction and Development, Inc. You already know who it is. Max Lauer playing big time tonight. 22 carries, 262 on the ground. I assume that's got to be right around a career high for you. You ran hard. You ran people over. Also pretty shifty when you had the opportunities. Break down for me tonight your game in the running game, and why do you think he was able to be so effective?
I think it's all my offensive line. They push people, they drive people, they dominate people, they give me lanes to cut through, and I was feeling my cuts tonight.
We definitely noticed that the offensive line was able to produce some big holes, and you're not just a one-man wrecking crew. About 4 guys on this team can all rush the ball. How important is that to have different people be able to step up, carry the load at different times in the game?
Oh, it's great. You know, it gives me a break, give everyone a break, let everyone stay fresh throughout the game.
This was a Fredericktown team that had a little bit of momentum on their side coming into the contest, and you guys jumped all over them. I believe you were up 20-0 right out of the gates. Tell me about just the fast start here tonight, homecoming night. You know, probably a lot on your guys' mind, a lot going on this weekend, and just how cool that was to get off to the nice start.
Oh, yeah, we were hyped. There were tons of fans here. Super great atmosphere. We were ready to play.
Now that you got it done, you can go dance, do whatever you need to do tomorrow, but next week, big game coming back here. East Knox, you know, a couple years ago, you guys were undefeated. They were undefeated. They handled you pretty well 2 years ago, and then you went there and they knocked you off. What's it going to take to remain undefeated and knock off East Knox, that team that's just been taking you guys the last couple of years?
Oh, we got to play our game. We got a lot better this year than we were last year, and we just got to play. We got to stick to what we know how to do. We got to make it better. We got to have a great week of practice, and we'll play great.
And finally, just talk about what you've done, not only during the season, but during the summer. I know you beefed up a little bit. You were running people over freshman and sophomore year, but this year you've just gone to a next level.
You know, conditioning was great this year. Conditioning coach Nate Hall, shout out to him. He's in Florida. He's great, putting together good workouts for us. Everybody's getting faster, stronger every day.
And you mentioned that you feel like you're a lot better team this year. In what ways do you feel like you've taken the next step, got to the position where you're now undefeated past the midway point in the season?
We have tons more experience. We gotten a lot more athletic this year. We got a lot more faster, bigger, stronger. Everyone has, like I said.
Well, you certainly showed that you were big and fast and strong tonight. Huge performance for you, 262 yards and a touchdown. Max Lauer, our MVP. Any shout-outs that you would like to give to anybody before we turn you loose?
My mom, Heather Lauer, I love her. And my dad, who was here tonight.
Fantastic. All right, thank you so much for joining us. Max Lauer, our player of the game, brought to you by J&F Construction and Development. We'll go ahead and take one more time out. We'll be right back to wrap things up from the castle.
Morrow County Hospital, along with Ohio Health, is the official sports medicine provider of Northmor High School. Available 24/7 to care for your athlete with same-day appointment options available. We keep your athletes healthy and in the game. Morrow County Hospital and Ohio Health are proud to partner with Northmor High School to provide a healthier community, serving teams, parents, and all of Morrow County.
Lender, craftsman, dog dad. We're more than our job titles, and you're more than an account number. The personal attention we provide comes from a promise to serve you with respect and compassion. By being responsive to your questions and taking time to understand your needs and goals, we give you more than just a place to bank. That's the more you can expect from Park National Bank. Find John or a banker near you at parknationalbank.com. Park National Bank, where you mean more.
here to wrap things up on the Morrow County Hospital post game. Northmor wins it running away 40-20, and Brian, really wasn't much of a game at all.
Well, Northmor, they set the tone on the opening kickoff, taking it all the way back into the end zone with a huge play for the special teams, and I think that just kind of ignited what we were going to see for the rest of the night. Big explosive plays out of the run game, time and time again in that first half. Max Lauer doing the bulk majority of those huge plays. He had a 23-yard run, a 10-yard run, a 68-yard run, a 16-yard run, a 14-yard run, and a 51-yard run, all of those, Travis, in the first half. So the Freddies, I don't think were quite prepared for the speed that Max had, and then he was initiating contacts. He was looking to run people over when he got into the open field. So I think that maybe took him by surprise, and if it didn't, Max just flexed on him tonight. He had a huge performance. I think that's the best running back performance that I've seen so far, individual effort this year. That was huge.
And that's saying a lot because of all the good running backs that we've seen so far here on the OH Report. But that will wrap things up here from the Castle. I want to thank everybody that helped make things possible. Hayden Gray, Blake Phelps on the camera. I want to thank everybody back at BS Media Productions, Jory Hollenbeck, Adam Thompson, Brian Skoronsky. I want to thank Morrow County Hospital, our scoreboard sponsor, Hot Shot Secret, our replay sponsor, JNF Construction, our MVP sponsor, Morrow County Hospital, once again, commercial and pre-post halftime sponsors, and then Park National Bank, a commercial sponsor. We want to thank the folks at Northmor High School, Blade Tackett and company, for allowing us to be here. And most importantly, we want to thank you, the fans, for watching. Your final score one more time. Northmor with the big win. They are 6-0. They defeat Fredericktown 40-20. For Brian Skoronsky, I am Travis Berardi saying so long from the Castle.